What's going on, all you sexy subscribers? It's the Medium Rare Podcast. And today we have the president in 2036, a.k.a. Jair Robinson, a.k.a. the boy, a.k.a. Drop some more.
Jair Robinson, the boy, a.k.a. Daddy Robinson, a.k.a. the man, but yet he's still the boy, a.k.a. I don't know, the legend. Some people call me the legend.
A.k.a. Nacho Holmes. You like that one?
I like that one.
A.k.a. the eighth wonder of the world.
A.k.a. world leader.
World leader. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
His majesty, his majesticness. There's a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyways, right here today, finally made this Dream Team podcast happen. We have a 2-pound, 2-inch and some change ribeye that was thrown in the oven and then pan-seared. I usually just pan-sear beef, so this is my first time using the oven for a steak, so I don't know how the inside looks, but we're all going to find out together.
If it's not medium rare,
yeah,
then it's not going to fit the podcast.
Yeah,
so
probably
you're just
not.
Have to throw it
We're
out.
going to have to restart this whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we got the well done podcast.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well,
It's a little medium-ish.
I like it. I like the medium-ish.
You like the medium-ish?
Yeah. Nothing against your podcast.
You don't like it like mooing, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not like liver king or whatever. I don't believe in the rawness.
Oh, dude, that guy is. I've only gotten like TikToks of him because people are like, this guy reminds me of you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Like, I don't eat raw liver. I cook my liver.
But you know what? It does taste a little better when it's not cooked all the way. Like when it's
when it's like slightly
raw,
in the middle.
I realize that they say that when you cook the liver, that gives it that bitter metallic taste. But actually, liver when it's rare is sweet, and then you notice that, don't you? Try it next time.
I did not know that. Like I've noticed it a little bit when I make liver like as a. Lately, I've been cutting up liver, right, and putting in the pan. But when I make liver like a steak, and I leave like the inside a little bit like medium-ish, it tastes way better than when I cook it all the way through. Also, I don't know if you ever tried lamb liver or goat liver.
They tried to tell me some lamb liver the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, because I didn't know what was the nutritional profile of lamb liver, so I didn't want to buy it.
It's very similar to beef liver. I mean, beef liver is obviously like top notch. But lamb liver is like easier to eat. It's easy. It's more palatable.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
What about human liver?
Humans are grass fed. Humans are grain fed. Humans are grain. I always make that joke.
You know what's crazy?
What?
I thought about this the other day, but many humans wouldn't be actually good for you to eat compared to animals because we're less healthy.
Yes.
I mean, you look at our livers and our like fatty livers and the autopsies after these humans are done. It's like, this is what a person who's been smoking on cigarettes their whole life been or drinking. You're like, wow.
This is like your brain.
This is
heroin or whatever.
So I'm probably gonna stick to the beef out in the open, and then I'll stick to the humans when nobody knows.
Yeah, maybe if it ever gets down to that point.
I don't know. What, you eat human?
I don't know, man. Like, what's the situation? Like what's going on?
So there's a guy who actually got in a motorcycle wreck.
Yeah.
Is it time to feast?
It's time. Right, yeah, we're just gonna be smacking like the entire time.
It's gonna be
cheers.
But there's a guy that got in a motorcycle wreck, and his leg had to get amputated, and he requested that he would be able to take it home rather than actually send it off wherever the doctor sent it off or put it in the freezer. So they put it in a cooler. He went home with it, and he invited his friends out for a fajita night.
No way.
I would tell you, I would be one of those friends that would go for the fajita night. Give me some hot sauce, some salsa. I'm gonna eat that up.
Wait, did his friends know they were eating his leg?
Oh yes, they did.
Oh, they had like a heads up. Okay.
This is next level. Took a bite of that. I've been waiting for this. I did the podcast because I love you, not because I wanted a free steak. But
of course,
part of that does help. Like, do you put honey on your steak?
I don't. No, just for after.
I gotta say, man, you're the one who got me big into a lot of the beef eating. You said at one time, I was like, man, what about all your nutrients and stuff? And you said, man, you can get that from the organ meat.
Yep.
And look at me now eating beef liver, searching for bull testicles.
Dude,
Talking about humans. I mean, what?
bull testicles guaranteed to increase your testosterone.
Right.
You know, if you eat whatever part of the this is medical advice. Whatever part of the animal you eat, that part of your body will get better. I don't know how accurate it is, but if you eat balls from bulls, your balls will get stronger.
You have one right ball sack,
Exactly.
one ball to rule them all.
Exactly. You'd be like Lance Armstrong testicles.
I actually got to say, after eating a lot of bone broth,
Yeah.
my joints are amazing.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever see me do my dance move where I'm on the ground and I'm basically like super low and I'm hopping around on my knees.
Oh, on your knees? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, well, I'm like squatted down super low. There's some good eggs, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I learned something.
Yeah, dude. The Ramsey eggs. Well, so the viewers can see at home, this is what they're looking like right now.
Whipping it up. I don't want to tell them how you made it, but it was intricate, but it was worth it. It's a nice texture.
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite thing is like the texture where it's like soft and not like you know when you make scrambled eggs and you leave it in too long and it's like kind of thick and.
I thought I
almost.
liked it. A little burnt. Not
Some
anymore.
color on it. Like,
After this, I'm like, it's a little change.
we'll make some steak and eggs on Saturday, like this.
I know, right? All right, we'll have to do it again 2 times in a row. So you live a life where you get to eat steak almost every single day.
Almost, yeah. I've been eating a lot of ground beef lately.
Why? Because the prices are too high?
Dude, yeah. Yesterday's price is not today's
It's
price.
not today's price. Yeah. It's crazy. Sometimes I wonder to myself, how do broke people live? Like, how are you guys surviving out there? If you're broke,
Just over the past 2 years, man,
Yeah.
the amount of the price increases of just household goods have gone insanely high.
crazy. Rent has gone up about 20, maybe 30% in some places. Yet, the minimum wage has stayed the same.
Yep,
What a time we live in.
it's crazy.
Some people blame Trump, some people blame Biden, but we all know if Jair Robinson was president, it would be glorious times.
It would be.
I'm not saying everybody would own a house,
Everybody.
but the dollar menu would still be the dollar menu.
Dude, I remember you said that. I remember you said that in your speech.
Yeah.
Speaking of, what would your ideal campaign rollout look like?
It would be flashy.
Yeah.
You know, I think one of the things for me is that there's a lot of things people can disagree on, right? So let's focus on the things that everybody can agree on. And that's why I pitched it before. Like, abortion, that's pretty intense, right? That's pretty sided. Universal health care, that's going to make some people turn crazy. But if I say guac should be free for every American when you get it on a burrito and not extra, people could stand behind that. Except for major corporations, but they've been playing the people for years.
That's right. You know what Chipotle stock's at right now? It's insane.
It's insane. You know why? They're charging you for that extra guac,
Yeah.
right?
And people paying for it.
Right.
That's the.
And also, like, say, girls' night out. Well, if you ladies believe in equality, I'm gonna make it everybody's night out, so we all get it in for free, right? So now the man get it in for free, the girls can't complain because they believe in equality. Or maybe nobody's getting in for free.
Clubs
but
that
it's
make
equal.
it no money.
Yeah. Close.
Man, no, if everyone gets it free, then drink prices are going to be like $30.
$30. You know, you don't drink, do you?
No.
All right.
Oh, can you do me a favor real quick? Can you tap that, the light, the one on the right side?
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one.
Nice,
Perfect.
sweet.
No, I don't. I do not drink. I will. You'll see me at the bar with the Topo Chico in my hand sometimes.
Yeah. I go and say, can you give me 2 glasses of water, no ice, to maximize my H2O intake?
Double fist in water.
Yeah. No, I
Hell
just
yeah.
drink it right away, both cups.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
just like a shot.
But never drink. So it's really weird when I hear people that's like, I don't go out, or I don't like going out. It's such a like waste of money. You spend too much money. Like you're spending $300, $200. And I'm like, man, I bought a Red Bull once.
And that hurt my wallet.
I know you still think about it.
Dude, you're not wrong. You are not wrong at all. Like, I'll buy like a Topo Chico and it's like $6, like with the tip and stuff, and I'm like, man, that hurts.
$10, 10 years later, you're still thinking about it. You
Right.
remember back in 08? That's serious. That's why I
Man.
don't like buying restaurant food. Because if it's good, you're like, that was amazing. But if it's bad, you're like, dang, I spent $16.50 on that.
Exactly.
You're thinking about that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
Netflix
like
for a month.
it's like you can't leave the house without spending like $20 these days. You know,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
like
And they
if
want
you
to tip.
go anywhere,
Yeah.
yeah, if you go anywhere, you're gonna be spending money. Like
Right.
I went to buy gas. Like you know what I bought today?
Mm-hmm.
I bought a jar of honey. I bought some floss picks for my teeth,
Mm-hmm.
and then I bought gas in my car. I spent like $80.
It's
Like
ridiculous.
what the heck?
How are broke people living? They don't floss.
They don't eat honey.
They don't eat honey.
Do they walk instead of filling up gas?
No, broke people have great cars. You ever notice that?
Mm.
Go to the hood, watch how everybody has a better car. Not than you, maybe than me though.
Mhm.
Like they're decently new.
We have like the same car, but we both drive Civics.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you got good taste in life. But I realize that like anybody can buy whatever they want in life as long as you're on a payment plan. Notice that. That's why.
Do you have any monthly payments currently?
Not on car. Not on like anything, pretty much. Actually, I had some student loans, but no, not other than like rent, utilities. Yeah,
Same. Gym membership.
gym membership. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even do many streaming websites. I don't think I got any streaming except for Adobe Premiere,
Oh yeah, that's like pretty much a
which sucks.
need for us.
But yeah, you need it, but I wish I didn't have to do it because you don't own it.
Yeah.
It's just they don't have that many good alternative options, you know.
Yeah. This podcast is brought to you by the free version of DaVinci Resolve.
They should sponsor you.
It's pretty good, man. I mean, I was paying $22 a month for Adobe, and then I realized I'm like, I don't need all this fancy like cutting and editing stuff right now. If I need it eventually, I'll use it, but it's nice to have free editing software. And if I want to buy it, it's like what, $300 total to buy it.
Do the student discount for
DaVinci?
Adobe.
Oh, for Adobe, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the student discount plan. It only lasts a year though.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
every year, what you can do is you basically cancel your plan, and then they offer you like 3 months free, and then you click chat with a representative and say, "Hey, I'm going to leave if you don't give me my free plan," and they'll actually lower down the price many times. But if they don't, then quit.
Yeah. then
Go
you
to-
got
go
to
to
follow
DaVinci.
through. Then you got to follow through.
You got to follow through, right? I'm going to switch my cable company. Go ahead. Damn, you wasn't supposed to say that.
Damn, Time Warner.
That's crazy. I don't know why people even got cable anymore, by the way. Like, who's watching cable television?
There's not even a TV on this floor.
I know, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh, wait, that's a lie. There's a TV right there.
But it's used for great purposes in life,
Yeah.
such as Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers,
Yeah,
yes.
and that's about
Yes. Yeah. Or to reflect candlelight off of when your power goes out.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like last week.
Have a talk, yeah.
Which was a great night, by the way.
It was a great night. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play the Smash, which
Mm-hmm.
I probably have to beat you after this podcast. Or I can beat you on the podcast.
Oh, dang. That'd be a first segment.
Just us playing Smash.
Yeah.
What originally made you want to start the podcast?
Dude, it was just, man, what was the first one? I was sitting in my living room right here, because the couches used to be out here.
Mm-hmm.
It was my friend Roger and I. You met him last Sunday,
I like Roger.
right? Super chill. And we were waiting for Sahir to come over, because I think we were going to go out that night, or we were going to hang out that night at my place. And I was like, man, we got 30 minutes to kill. What do you want to do? And he's like, I don't know, man. I was like, dude, you just want to, like put the camera on and start talking? And he's like, yeah, like podcast? And I was like, yeah, pretty much. But he's like, yeah, what do you want to talk about? I was like, I don't know, let's figure it out. And so we just like started rolling. And the first one was like 20 minutes long, and it's us just sitting on the ground with like the coffee table right here, sitting across from each other. We're not even eating anything. And like thus it was born, you know. I called it the Fifth Corner Podcast back then.
Okay.
Because my brand was called Four Corners Fitness at the
Oh, I
time.
see.
So that's what started it. But then one day, it was with Daniel Roque.
My guy.
Yeah, Dan, if you're watching this, Dan the man.
Shout out to Dan.
Hope you're holding it down in Vegas.
He is. He's feeling powerful.
Yeah. He hit me up kind of out of the blue one day, and we were just catching up, and I was like, hey man, do you want to like catch up while we film ourselves eating some steak? And he's like, yeah, sure. And that's one thing led to another, and that's how how the podcast was born. But I just like doing it because there's been so many phenomenal conversations I've had with people at this table, and we're just cooking. We're just like talking over food that we've cooked, and I'm like, man, this would be great to put into the world.
Yeah.
There's been so many times like we've had conversations.
Yes, exactly.
Even just like our phone calls. That's like, man, this would be tremendous value for
somebody
people.
needs this.
Somebody needs to hear this. Yeah.
We needed it.
Yeah. I mean, literally right after that phone call, that video got like 200K views on TikTok in the next 2 weeks.
You want to tell people the background of that story?
Yeah. We were just texting back and forth because we were slipping up in some areas of our life, and the conversation came up of like what are we doing? You know, like how are we being productive? Like, are we using our time wisely? And I was like, man, I haven't posted on TikTok in a while. He's like, and Jair said, yeah, man, you have like 17,000 followers and you haven't posted in 4 months. Like, why? And I said, because I'm a lazy piece of shit. And he's like, don't say that. But yeah, like just one thing led to another. And what do we discuss that day? We were like, we're gonna, instead of like going out and hanging out sometimes, we're just gonna focus on creating our own content and dropping videos consistently.
I think what we're saying basically is sometimes in life you're hitting this pinnacle where you're like, oh, I achieved something. So you get comfortable after you hit that pinnacle, and then you go back in this pit where you're like, oh, I'm feeling really bad. I need to get out of it. And you bounce back and forth from those two different high points and low points. And it's self-sabotaging. So say, for example, a lot of people are not in a good shape and they want to get in good shape. And they're like, wow, I'm in good shape. And then they stay there for a while. But then they get in bad shape because they stop working out. They stop doing what got them there. And they fall back down. And then they're like, I can't live like this. So I need to work out. But they never really surpass getting into phenomenal shape because they don't stay with it and keep doing what has gotten them there. Yeah.
They're always between here and here.
It's like a sinusoid.
But they're never at the top, like peak performance,
And I learned that from Sam Ovens. People do that with their finances where they will have a decent amount of money in their bank account. And I'm like, okay, time to go pop bottles or buy Jordans. And then once that money gets low, they're like, I can't really do anything. So they'll go back and forth. Same thing with your house. It gets really nasty, then it gets really clean, and it's like somewhere where you allow the maximum is like your near peak happiness, but also the pit is where it's like you can't have that be your standard. So you want to be your average is usually in between. And what you should do is when you're doing well in life, you should keep doing what has gotten you at that pinnacle. So you keep rising up. So for example, you're like, man, I don't know what you were thinking when you got all the TikTok followers and the videos and all the views, but let's just assume this is what people think. Wow, I want to get TikTok followers, upload videos. Some get some traction, some don't. Then one day you get a huge video that hits, and you're like, wow, this just got like 20,000 views. Then another day you get one that's like 30,000 views, and then you have some that's like, what's your highest count?
1.3 million.
On one video?
On one
right?
video.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, I did it.
That day was insane, dude. I lost my shit. Like, it wasn't even one day. It was like over the course of a few days, but and that got me really comfortable. I was like, oh man, I'm good. I don't need to post for like another 2 weeks. But it's like, no, like should have kept my foot on the gas type of thing.
Yeah, but then you just do that. Like you get, oh, it's so great. Well, I achieved it, and then some reason you stop. And people do this a bit, especially in business a lot, where they make a sale and they make a lot of money, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing something that's making me money. But then what has caused them that success in the first place, they get lazy and distracted and start doing a whole bunch of random activities that actually takes their foot off the gas.
Something that hinders them.
But after that conversation, we were saying, man, stay with it and like just stay focused and keep doing it. And one thing that we both created a system, I need to stick to mine a little better, is you don't want to be necessarily a consumer of all this content because you don't need to know all these things. You don't need to see all these things. You don't need to be enlightened by all these videos. Too much of this content is hurting you, but you should only really be getting on these websites when you're contributing something. So you're like, you said this, you reply to the TikTok comments every time you upload a new video.
And then I delete the app.
And then you delete the app. Yeah, it's the same thing. I try to do that when I upload something on Instagram, as long as it's a good piece of content or whatever you want to call it. Then I reply to everything, and then delete the app. Because if you live without the app, of course you're not going to talk to all these people. But most of the time you're not meeting up with these people anyway. It's just a lie. So that was a great, fruitful conversation. I think we both started doing pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, we both started posting consistently, seeing good results. There was a point in time where, like, I didn't even look at my analytics for months. But there's a point in time where I was just like my follower account was like slowly like every like other day I would lose like a follower or two. And that shit on TikTok, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that adds up. And then now I'm finally back like positive trending growth again. But it was like dang, like just a few months of it just, and that applies to anything, you know, just like working out, working, relationships. Like if you get complacent and you stop doing what you were doing that got you there, like you were saying earlier, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah, that's true. That's why my goal is to get rid of everything I don't care about.
Yeah,
it's just like washing dishes, mowing the lawn, doing chores, even cooking. Just outsource that to someone.
Dude, that was the first thing Sam Evans talked about. He's like, yeah, when I first like, what do you say, made his first like 100K or something?
Yeah.
He like hired a chef.
Hire a chef. Just do that. You don't want to look back at your life and be like, man, I spent 8 months wiping the toilet.
Bro, right?
But that's what people are doing with their lives, right?
You see a CEO mowing their own lawn.
If you
and
like
you're
mowing
like,
your lawn.
that's so ass backwards.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but people do it.
I guess if you like mowing your lawn, but
because they want to save this money, and a lot of that money they won't spend unless you're broke and can't afford honey. Then you need to save everything you can.
Yeah, what's your take on saving versus getting more cash flow?
I've definitely been raised in a saving mentality, but it should definitely be getting more cash flow. Because you'll notice that in order to get more cash flow, almost all the time, your expenses has to go up. If you're like doing a business, for example, like you gotta even like say for example, to get an LLC to make more money legally, you're gonna have to spend over $300, right?
Just for the registration.
Yeah, just for the registration, right? If you want an office, you're gonna have to spend the cost of hosting that office. You don't have to do office, but I'm giving an example. And then that way people can come to your storefront and buy things. But a lot of times people are like, $300? I'll wait till I get a lot of money. But how can you get a lot of money if you're not willing to put it down? It's the same thing. So it's just a calculated cost. You invest in the property or you invest into some type of business or structure, and then you sell something that costs more than that and you just make the profit. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't think like that. They just say, I'll do that once I become a millionaire, which is backwards.
Yeah.
And the idea of like becoming a millionaire is so arbitrary because it's like, what do you do to become a millionaire? I think Grant Cardone said something in his little booklet. And a lot of people say it's but really simple. If you want to become a millionaire, actually put a price to it. So like have like something that you could sell for $500 multiple times, whether it be shoes, whether it be a suit, and say how many of these items will I have to sell.
Yeah. If
you're doing coaching, how many high ticket $3,000 programs will you have to sell to get $1 million? And don't focus so much on being a millionaire. Focus on being 100,000-aire, then 200,000 a year first.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. Unfortunately, it's embedded in a millionaire. So I think, our minds have been embedded to become a millionaire. But I've learned as I go through my life, like I've been spending a lot more money to save time. Like I was like, I don't really feel like I can afford all these tolls. But in order to become the person that says my time is worth more than paying these tolls, I should be that person now to become that person instead of saying, oh, I wish I was that rich, right? And I know that's simple, but in order to be the person that your time is more valuable than washing dishes, make that initial investment. That way you can learn something.
Right.
If you're disciplined. While if you're just sitting watching Netflix while your cleaners at your house.
Yeah, that's an improper use of time.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I think for like us, right, we talk a lot about productivity and doing things. So a lot of our time we try to minimize doing all this crazy amount of stuff and maximize the 3-hour, 4-hour work sessions.
Right. Got to.
Yes.
That one tip that you gave me, you gave way back when Jared told me this tip about try to see how long you can go without looking at your phone or doing anything that's not like the focused task at hand.
Mm-hmm.
And getting to a record of like, the first time I ever tried it, I got to like maybe 20 minutes. I was just like, man, but I got so much work done in those 20 minutes. I didn't even realize it. Yeah. And then like doing it for an hour, like doing focused work for an hour, I'm like, wow, I can knock out like a whole day's worth of work
You really can.
in like 1 hour.
Our perception of time has been so skewed by the involvement of all these distractions that we really can't perceive time well and work well, because we're doing work and we're like, oh man, I want to see that result now. So we're really good at doing work before a deadline, or if our life depends on it, such as actually working for a company. But we're not the best at doing things that have no reward immediately, because we're so used to immediate rewards.
Instant gratification.
And I know that sounds simple, but one thing that people normally don't do is people will ask you, how much can you bench? I can bench like 500 pounds, by the way, with my mind. And some people will say, how much can you squat?
With one arm.
With one arm.
Yeah.
Some people will ask, how much can you squat? And a lot of people who know their baseline level of fitness will be able to answer, I can do this much in the gym. But people don't understand your brain uses a lot of calories. It burns a lot of fat.
Yep.
And they don't understand how strong their brain is, or even know. So you say, how long can you focus with no distractions, not being interrupted? How long can you go? And a lot of people wouldn't have an idea.
Yeah.
In their head, people think they can probably do 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes. But really, people can maybe do like 7 minutes, and then they check their phone for a text, they check an email.
Yeah, a ding, a notification pops up.
Right? Or
And then you're distracted. Your attention is somewhere else. Yep.
So one way you can test this is actually you set a timer for how long you want to go. So I started off small. You set it off for 1 hour, and then you set a stopwatch for how long you are going without being distracted, without looking at your phone, without reading your emails, even little things such as Google searches. Because I realized a lot of times focus wasn't adding all these apps. It wasn't adding this music. It wasn't adding things. It was just the elimination of every single thing but the one thing you're focused on.
Yep.
So I was looking at me working, and I'm like, okay, I didn't look at my phone. I didn't read my emails.
Yeah.
So why did I get distracted? And I'm like, okay, maybe it's because I Googled, when did Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt get divorced?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that was what caused me to lose 30 seconds of my time working. But then I realized, oh, it wasn't 30 seconds. It was really like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you just
scrolling.
lose time.
Yeah.
So you just make it to where you only can do one thing, other than biological breaks, but only can do one thing, and you see how long you can go. And I remember the first time I did it, I did like 45 minutes or so, and I was like, wow, I got so much done.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal
It's like
what you can get done in that amount of time.
And then you do it, you're like, wow, you get to 1 hour, then 1 hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. You start hitting the stride when you're doing 5 hours. You can finish like scripts in days.
Flow state,
right?
yeah.
The issue though is that to do 5 hours is great if you could do 5 hours one day. But you should be doing it every day.
Can you do it and the next day
day.
and the next day and then can you do that? Like,
Yep.
yeah.
And then I realized as well, when I was making my smoothies, I would make smoothies that had brain empowering foods. So I was actually making smoothies that would keep me going the distance. A lot of coconut oil, right? A lot of fats, avocados.
Of course. Brain runs on fat.
Yes, sir. And I was like, man, I'm really able to focus with this. I'll just get a little tired, maybe take a nap. But then when I noticed that I was eating some Popeyes, which has an amazing chicken sandwich, by the way. Not sponsoring them, but it's good. It's not good for you.
As long as you're not eating McDonald's.
At McDonald's, you're gonna do like 10 seconds of focus work.
Yeah.
And then Chick-fil-A, you're
gonna
like,
run to the bathroom.
Yeah, right. Chick-fil-A, you'll do like 30 seconds, and the only thing you want after Chick-fil-A is more Chick-fil-A. But yeah, you'll notice the food you eat will allow you to go the distance. And the same thing with sleep. If you're not getting sleep, you're just going to be distracted. You can't do more than like 10 minutes. So it actually gives you a measure similar to working out. How much energy can you exert in the gym?
Yeah.
It's how much energy can you exert on your attention. And if you don't know, now you know. Focus is the $1 million asset of today and the future. And many people don't have that asset. It is very valuable. And if you can focus, with an intention of where you want to go, then you pretty much can go anywhere. I realize that.
If you can keep your attention on one thing
On
for
one
an
thing.
extended period of time without adding other things in, you're gonna go far.
You can do it. Yeah.
That when you said it's not adding music, adding this. Oh, you got it. You wanna? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go like
Dude,
ham on it.
go ham on it. Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah. Yeah, go ham on it, and we'll pause it. I'm gonna take it downstairs.
Alright,
So
sure.
just, yeah, do your thing. So, and by the way, this is like dessert for carnivores. By the
It
way,
really is.
This
I was like,
yeah.
why is it so good?
Yeah. It's like this whole steak was like so sweet to me. Like I don't know if you tasted that. Like the
It
fat,
just tasted really good. I
the
like
fat
that.
around
Yeah.
it was like amazing.
It's bussin'.
Yeah, busted.
Bussin' all over. It's great. It's delicious.
Yeah, about to have some dessert here in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I like your dessert. Like when you say dessert, I'm like, is it Culver's? Is it like a 4-scoop ice cream sundae with hot fudge and nuts? And you're just like, it's some
Nah,
honey.
it's honey with some cinnamon. I can't even. These corporations are so big.
I know, right?
I'm never gonna get sponsored, but I still shout out these guys all the time. YSB Farms. I don't know. I should probably look up like where they do their thing at. But oh wow, dude, Sheridan, Illinois. Wow,
So they really in the cut.
pretty close to home. But yeah, I mean, I shouted out because I'm like, this is the best honey I've ever eaten. Like I'm so picky with everything these days.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, how's that bone taste?
Like dessert.
Like a hot fudge sundae.
I like it. Man.
Did you ever see that movie Holes with Shia LaBeouf?
It's a great movie.
Dude, amazing, right?
Amazing movie.
Amazing. So when they're at the top, like God's thumb, right? Him and Hector, like he said, they haven't eaten in like 2-3 days, right?
Mhm.
And they're like dehydrated, and there's just like a bunch of like onions and stuff. And he's like, hey Hector, here you go. And he's like, what is this? And he's like, he throws him like an onion, like out of the ground, like an
Mhm.
onion root. And Hector's like, what is this? And Shia LaBeouf is like, it's a hot fudge sundae. Because at that point, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
You haven't
Right?
eaten in 3 days. Well, an onion
Yeah.
is like a hot fudge sundae.
I got a tip for the broke listeners still listening in, unless
Yeah.
you were insulted. When you broke, some people have sold $1,000 programs for helping people call intermittent fasting, but we made intermittent fasting. Shoot, y'all call it intermittent fasting. I call it being broke. So here's a little trick. When you go to sleep, you start lucid dreaming, and when you lucid dream, you gotta eat everything in your dreams. You gotta make sure you eat it before you wake up.
Stay full.
you
stay full mentally. You stay full physically.
You wake up satisfied. The worst is when you get this big old steak in your dreams, and you're like, oh, that looking busting. And then next thing you know, you hear your mom wake you up.
Ah man, or you cut into the steak and it's fucking well done. And you
Oh.
start having a nightmare.
That's a nightmare. Somebody help.
There was a point in time where I used to make this joke, like where I was like, man, like my biggest fear in life is to overcooking a steak, and it still is. Like I think it's still up there on my top fears.
I achieved that the other day. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, look at that sear. And it was all blue on the outside, or black.
Yeah,
And then the inside was blue. I was just like, this is bad.
the
Yeah.
inside was blue.
It was like bluish red. I really burnt the outside. Somebody told me,
Oh,
make the pan as hot, like super freaking hot,
yeah.
and then you throw the pan on. But I don't think you want the
We're
pop.
using cast iron. What were you using?
I was using the cast iron.
Okay, yeah, that's what people say that with the cast iron. We're using beef tallow? Or were you using in the
I was using ghee.
ghee? Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, ghee has a high smoke point. So does beef tallow. But
I got it really. It was super hot. It was too hot.
how thick was the steak? Was it thick like this? Or was it
No, this thing was thick. That steak was like
few
thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So one thing I've learned is the thicker the steak, the lower the heat I cook it on. Like I'm not gonna ever cook anything on like lower medium, but like in between medium and high, like that little there's like a sweet spot,
Mhm.
and just getting it on there, getting it at that sweet spot, and then setting a timer on your phone for a few minutes on each side, like that's like perfect every time.
Mm.
But it just depends on your. Did you cook it at home or at the
I
loft?
cooked it at home.
Um,
Yeah. Well, this was at my previous apartment you used to come to.
Oh, in
So I was
Flower Mound.
smoking, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, yeah.
I need.
Man, I remember we smoked that place up.
We
dude.
did,
We
yeah.
hotboxed that place. Except like, not the hotboxing y'all are thinking. It
Yeah.
was like there was like 8 lamb chops and like 2 steaks
It
on the
was
pan,
great.
and the entire place was just
It
hella
was
smoky.
bonding.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people's minds are so jacked up. I know this sounds kind of weird because we're actually eating at a podcast and we're pretty focused. We don't have a phone.
Yeah.
Which I like about podcasts because it forces you in a specified time to do nothing but talk to someone
And be
look them in their eyes, which
Yep.
is great.
Yeah.
And it makes you realize, dang, I haven't done that for that long in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a guy that taught me how to make sourdough bread. And
Yes.
the same thing like with you, Gaddav, and I, where we would cook these steaks. And you're all sitting down, and you're actually enjoying food, not while watching a game or watching a movie, but while enjoying each other's companies. And
Yes.
you realize a lot of times that doesn't happen. Like you go to restaurants and people are pulling out phones and stuff, like right, and there's TVs all around. Yeah, it's the same thing. People don't even go out to eat; they just go out to show people that they're eating. It's like great foods, and they put up the story. Bottle service type beat.
Yeah.
It's like who likes bottle service? I don't know people who like bottle service.
Dude, that's one thing I could never. You know how we talked about like that Topo Chico in 2008? Like,
Yeah.
is in our head? Bro, like I would literally, like I would, I don't know how I would like, I would have so much like anxiety the next day after bottle service, looking at my bank account and be like, damn, what? Like,
Why did I do
it'll say
that?
like bottle blonde minus $2,000. Like, what?
Why did you do that, right?
Dude,
and
like,
if you split
what?
it between people,
I
even
understand.
100,
Yeah,
200,
even $100,
$300,
$200,
$400
Yeah.
is absurd. But people will buy validation. You know, that's why you never see people in bottle service actually enjoying their time and like laughing with each other and having fun. Every time you go to a bottle service, you see everybody out with their phone. I'm right next to them with my phone. I'm hijacking that validation.
Oh yeah, you're stealing the vibe, bro.
I'm still
Like,
in the
yeah.
vibe. I'm like, hey, look
Show
at me
behind
out
the table,
bottles.
like, oh, yeah.
And somebody's like, who are you?
I'm president.
I'm president. I own the place.
Dude, that'd be such a fire line.
That's funny. Well, that was delicious.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this downstairs. We'll take a little pause session. Let's cut into this real quick. It's just gonna be here as a stopper, but
Did you start recording?
I did.
Oh,
Yes,
sweet.
yeah. Everything in this podcast is like super raw and almost uncut.
Nice.
Like I barely edit.
So I gotta be careful what I say.
If there's like anything specific that you say that you think is like too much, I can go back in and like carefully edit it out. But
Right, my joke about Biden and Trump earlier was
oh, that was great.
okay. So
that was
you should
like
leave
not
that
even-
one in.
Oh, dude, no, that was like tame, dude. One time, my buddy Cameron was here. Shout out Cameron, aka Hermind on SoundCloud. He's a DJ and a phenomenal producer, great piano player. He was just talking. He's like, yeah, I met this chick on Bumble and I used this line, and he's just like holding up his like Bumble matches to the camera and stuff, and I had to like blur. I had to go in and like blur it out. Yeah, and I'm like, come on, bro.
Right.
But it was funny.
It's funny to me when people brag about like their Bumble matches and their like Tinder matches.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a human menu. But it's so funny. It's just like,
Right.
thank you.
There you go.
It's everything is digitalized, like
Oh, everything.
even dating,
Everything.
and people actually prefer it. Like I wouldn't think people would prefer.
It's go ahead.
Like a lot of women prefer, I think, the digital dating because it's better with their anxiety.
and it's so skewed in their favor.
Yeah, it is very skewed in their favor. It's actually probably addicting. Imagine if you're just like, you don't even have to be that great, but you're just like
Like an
as is.
average. Have you just seen an average
average-
girl's
Yeah,
inbox?
It's just like
It's
all these
ridiculous.
thirsty dudes. But it
Yeah.
sucks because, you know, guys are just going for anything without really knowing a girl.
Yeah. You don't know how much, and you don't know.
Is that okay
it's-
if I get all
Oh,
into
dude,
that?
get,
Sweet, 'cause
dude,
I don't
get.
want to double dip. So,
Bro, there's. Oh, you can double dip.
oh man, all right, I
It's
think that's
cool.
good. Is that too much?
No, dude, you can. Yeah, you can get more
That's
if you
a lot.
want.
Nah, that's too much. Isn't
No,
it?
no, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Bro, I'm gonna kill quite a bit of this.
Let me get one more.
Yeah.
Let me make sure.
Bro, you can stay on that side. I'll stay on this side. I don't care if you double dip, bro.
It's pretty intimate dessert
It's
eating,
all right.
man.
It is.
When I was younger, I would have thought that was too close for comfort, but that was more of just being raised in the hood, you know. You know, people would be
They
seeing
didn't
me
share.
like,
They didn't share glasses in the hood. Like
no,
they-
you do not.
What?
Yeah, you don't
Word?
eat out the same bowl with Demetrius. What?
Like with your brother, like with your blood brother.
No, that's kind of weird.
No way. What?
It's just too close, man. It's just like you need your separate bowls and your own spoons. You know,
We're not tag teaming a chick, bro. We're eating out of the same jar.
same bowl. Yeah, that's why it was weird
Oh.
going to like Vietnamese restaurant where people are eating off the
Mm-hmm.
same plate. Part of that is also just like germophobic, right?
Or like that Korean barbecue, right? Like where you just cook it and then
Yeah,
cut
hand
it
it
up
to
and put it
people.
on, hand
Yeah,
on people.
That is powerful.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Have you been to the hood?
I can't say I have.
I like the hood because, you know, you have German culture. You have Middle Eastern culture. You have Asian culture. And then you have hood culture. It's like a culture that has sprouted up by itself. It was forced to. And it's such an interesting thing to watch hood culture. It's amazing.
You ever see the Grindin' music video by the Clips?
What?
You ever see the Grindin' music video by the
Grindin'?
Clips? Yeah, Grindin'. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in
Get
fourth
the
grade,
ghetto
yeah.
backyard to yard. I said, whip, whip, it's all at the heart. Yeah, I'm your neighborhood pusher because I bump bass like. Anyways, big Pusha fan.
Okay.
Big Pusha fan. His last album was fire. I don't know if you heard it yet.
I haven't.
Half of it produced by Pharrell, other half produced by Kanye. 12 songs, bars,
Amazing.
luxury street rap. As he had an interview with Trevor Noah a few years ago, and that's what he called it.
Luxury street rap.
Yeah, I mean he's been rapping about selling coke for 22 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a hood culture thing too.
Yeah.
Like in other music genres, people don't talk about killing each other. So,
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm wrong.
He talked. He's in a song. He said I shot grinding in my mama's projects.
I have to process
Like,
that,
was
for a
a-
little bit.
Right?
And
That was the line.
And his grandmama's project.
And
Why
his
didn't you
mom-
just say that?
Exactly. Because it rhymed better.
Yeah, it
You're
does
the
rhyme.
rapper, bro. You know.
Yeah.
You're the musician.
I rap it in my mama. I don't know what he's saying, but it sounds hard.
Bro, speaking of rap, bro. Pick up girls at Whole Foods, but I really shop at Aldi.
I don't know if that's a bar or a truth, right?
Dude, a little bit of both, right? A little bit of both. That was hard though. That got me to pause, and I was like driving, and I was like, "Yo, what'd he say?"
So
like,
to tie it back with the online dating,
yeah,
right? I never did online dating. I try to remove my ego from a lot of situations, but my ego is still in online dating. I'm like, I won't do it. I'm not saying I won't ever, right? But it's like, I won't do it. I won't do it. I want to be a real man, whatever that means, which I think I have a good understanding. And I think a real man goes out for what he wants.
yeah.
He sets his intent to do it, and he accomplishes it. And then I was having this conversation with one of my friends, and she was like, dude, Target really is a place to go.
Bro.
Like, I don't know why dudes are at the club.
You're
you're
not
buying tables at Bottled, go to Target.
Go to
High
Target.
quality.
Go
or
to
Whole
Target.
Foods.
Dude.
Yeah, even Aldi nowadays. Back in
Yeah.
the day, I find you like have a project chick in Aldi. Oh no. Yo, girl, you gonna let me use some of them food stamps? Everything's 50% off with food stamps. You just buy it from somebody.
Bro.
You buy 200 for the 100. Don't do it. I think it's illegal.
Oh, buying food stamps from other people?
Yeah,
Bro, there's this one.
that's hood culture too.
Yeah. Oh, food stamps?
Yeah.
Man, there was one time I was interviewing somebody in Deep Ellum, and I was like, "What do you look for in a partner?" And he said, "No kid." You remember that video? He's just like,
Yeah.
no kids, unless you got food stamps. You got food stamps, then it's good." And
Yeah.
then I was like, man, you ain't getting no. I didn't know. I was like very ignorant. I didn't understand the concept of food stamps. I was like, what are you getting with food stamps? Like, you're buying what? Like, just like chicken and stuff? Like, he's like, nah, we getting crab legs. We getting steak every night. We getting the good Capri Suns. We're not getting the off-brand Captain Crunch. And it was one of the funniest, like, shout out Travin Durrell. I didn't even know who I was interviewing until
Was
afterwards.
that like a famous guy?
Dude, he was a football player at LSU. And we followed each other on Instagram.
You're right.
And I didn't know who he was. He had like 50K followers. And I was like, oh, dang. Like, you never know who you meet, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. So he was funny too.
He was so funny, bro. His whole crew was funny, and one of his friends was like, "Hey man, I've seen you on YouTube before," and I was like, "No way, like that's dope." And so it was a good time, bro. They were good people.
That food stamps basically means a stocked fridge. And when I mean stocked fridge, you don't even know what's in the back of the fridge because the front is just too packed.
Wow.
Yeah. Go to somebody's house with food stamps, you're eating good.
Dang.
All processed.
Oh yeah.
Freezer, yeah, it's great though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing. It's like abundance. And I believe in abundance provided
Yeah.
by God, but this one seems to be provided by the government.
Hey, bro, they both start with a capital G,
Oh,
right?
yeah, there you go, right? That is true.
But dang. So I know we were talking about some lyrics of yours earlier. You've been doing music for how long?
Man, I've been freestyling since I've been like a child in middle school.
Dang.
So I just have like
with the pen tapping, like
yeah. Well, you know that grinding.
Did someone hit you with one of these? Like
yeah, right. Yeah, the two mechanical pencils.
Yeah.
The lead breaks.
Yeah.
Snap it in half. But I was playing that, and I just been freestyling since I've been in middle school, and I just always like getting people together.
Yeah.
And then delivering something off the top of my head and making those connections. I think I used to be a little better at making those connections when I was getting more sleep. Now you're tired and you're just like forcing it, but
like you mean with bars, like the
with
lyrical
yeah.
wordplay,
thinking way ahead, you know. So I actually got interested in just like producing, making things. People might assume that I like to listen to trap music the most, which I am a huge fan of trap and hood culture. But I listen to a lot of alternative, electronic, and some classical. So that's I like video game scores, movie scores, and classical.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Great. Yeah. Well, I don't really great soundtrack, but I can't say I listen to it. Yeah.
Inception soundtrack.
Great.
Interstellar soundtrack.
I have not seen Interstellar.
Ooh.
I need to. Yeah.
You ever seen the movie Interstellar?
I haven't seen it. No.
Bro, we should do that on Saturday after we cook.
Or
have a movie night.
Yeah.
Gaurav and what did I say here too?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gaurav said Interstellar is his like favorite movie. And
he
reacted the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, you just ate like $4 worth of honey. Is that right?
Dude, this jar was like $17.50.
That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, this. Yeah.
I like the dessert, man.
So good, man.
It's like ice cream with honey, but no ice cream.
And ice cream, I haven't eaten ice cream in so long, but
Do you miss it?
not at all. No, I prefer this all the time. Yeah, ice cream I get like very heavy and full after, and this, I feel pretty.
Start
I
bloated.
feel light after. Yeah, I feel light, and I have a stopping point with this, you know, because honey's like very rich, and so your body will stop. Your body will be like, yo, I'm sweating right now. Stop. You know.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much power.
Going back to. I'll touch back on your music thing here in a second, but when you're talking about like you're saying hood culture earlier, there's Ice Cube line from his album Raw Footage where he goes, like the narrator goes, the hood is where I'm from, but it's not where I'm at.
Yeah.
And the song is called Hood Mentality. And you ever heard it?
I have not, but that sounds like a bar.
Oh, dude, it's good. We can play it later if you wanna check it out. But Ice Cube making music in 2008, like that album, one of my favorite albums.
What's the album called?
It's called Raw Footage.
It was another. I don't know if it came around 2008 or around that time, but it was one that he had, and I forgot the name of the song. But I used to listen to it all the time on my PlayStation Portable.
How'd it go?
I forgot.
On your PSP?
Yeah, my PSP. But it was like one of those like top songs from.
Do you remember like any tune or anything from it?
I don't think I'm gonna think of it quick enough on this podcast.
No worries.
It was. I think it was pretty insulting though. He was like calling like.
Wait, was it gangster rap? Like gangster rap made me do it?
Might have
Ain't
been.
nothing to it. Gangster rap.
I think it was a couple bars from that whole album.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's some good ones.
There's some good ones. We'll have to jam out to that when I'm beating you in Smash after this.
Whoa.
Okay, we could just beat you in Smash in silence.
Whoa.
I learned in life, you don't have to be good at anything. You just have to trash talk.
Yeah,
and act like
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's all about confidence, dude.
It's the same thing. It's really unfortunate, but online and on YouTube and all these quote-unquote experts, a lot of them don't know what they're talking about, but they put up a video saying the research says, and they say it very confidently, and then you live your whole life thinking that's the truth.
Thinking one way.
Yeah. People are really thinking vegetable oils are good for them. Or that fat is bad. Or that cholesterol is demonic.
Yeah,
oh my
dude.
gosh.
And it's all from the same bald guy who looks like he's 65, who's a vegan. Like, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know his name, but he's that old guy, and he's like, he does his videos like walking on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Just in like a freaking dress shirt and like slacks, and he's just talking. He's like this old. He's not even that old.
I'm sorry, I can't even resonate because if I see that icon of that, I'm just moving.
You're not
on.
watching it, yeah.
Think about it though.
Versus like Sean Baker.
Yeah.
Carnivore doctor. He's actually like an
Or
MD,
Thomas
right?
DeLauer.
Yeah, Thomas DeLauer, or what's his face? Paul Saladino. Those guys are all like ripped.
Yeah,
you know? like
it's the same concept, but it's like when you see a doctor, and even if the doctor is telling you correct information, which a lot of doctors don't, it's absurd. But even when he is or she is, you don't want to believe them if they don't fit the part because it just really devalidates what they say. You know what I'm saying? Like you have good skin, for example. So if you're telling somebody how to get good skin because you've been eating beef, it's going to be like, wow, that sounds crazy because it goes against everything else I've heard.
Exactly.
But at least you look the part.
Yeah, but if this guy does it and he has clear skin, that means it must be true.
Yeah, well, and you know, I think that's a good thing, though. We see a lot of these people, vegans, people on the YouTube. It's also crazy in the influencer sphere on Instagram and social media.
Oh, yeah.
We have like all these people telling you how to live happy, great, joyful lives, and they're on depression medicine, and they're like on anxiety medicine, and it's like nothing against that. However, do you want a dentist that has rotten teeth telling you how to not have rotten teeth? And that's what people are consuming.
Right.
So then they get the same results. They're on anxiety medicines. They're on depression medicines. As these people do the vegan diet, right? They're like, dang, I'm not feeling so good. So I need something to remineralize my body.
I need some supplements.
Right?
Yeah.
But you're doing the same thing as other people. So it's kind of hard when you hear people and you want to trust their word. But I think that's great to be somebody that's practicing what you preach. I have a friend named Raul, and he's like, don't practice what you preach what you practice. I like that. But in that same sense,
can you break that down for me after this?
Yeah, I can break that down for you. But like Liver King, for example, a lot of people deliberate if he's on something or not. However, what I would say is I like someone like that. When you look at him, he's talking about this diet that most people would demonize in the last 20 years, but he's looking like no one else.
He's looking like a demigod.
And the reason why I actually don't know, because I'm not near him, I don't want to say that's not obtainable without steroids, but what I will say is if you do eat his diet with the bone marrows, with the liver, with the steak, and all the eggs that he's eating, you will look probably better than you ever have. Most people, like even for me, just eating 6 eggs a day is a game changer.
Yeah.
It's a game changer for your testosterone and even just absorb like the protein that you can absorb. So if there's anybody that can look like that and not use steroid, it probably would be him because he's eating a massive amount of calories from high quality food, high quality animals that's incredibly testosterone boosting, incredibly human growth hormone
Very
boosting.
anabolic.
Yes, and he's working out like crazy. So I hope this is the truth so I can obtain it. I don't want to be one of those haters that's like, that's not obtainable. Let's repeat it. Let me go to a farm.
let me do my own experiment.
Let me go to a farm for 2 weeks. However, if you eat 6 eggs a day, you'll start noticing some changes,
Well, if you eat 6 eggs a day, you're going to be brick mode.
People don't even know.
Yeah, I don't even know what brick mode means. But,
all right.
but use your imagination. Put 2 and 2 together. If you eat 6 eggs.
Add some cayenne pepper.
Oh, man.
And some garlic, raw garlic. 2 cloves.
Dude, they're going to be busting in their sleep.
And some bone broth.
Yeah, bone broth, man. You were saying earlier, you said my joints have been so much better.
Yeah, I felt great.
That collagen, man, it's real.
Yeah, it's great. I think whenever I'm on it, like whenever I'm taking it consistently, I think my skin looks great. I think your nails, hair grows a lot better. Like everything is on point. Bone broth to me is like a superfood, and it's a superfood mainly for digestive reasons.
Yep.
But even then, I don't subscribe to that mentality that when you get older, things get worse. I never want to look back at my life and be like, oh man, those were the golden days. Like, that's just a dumb way to live.
Yeah.
I've been getting more powerful, more strong, smarter, like as the days go by, more able, and I want to keep living that life. And I never want that to be changed. Unfortunately, people our age, there's some of them like, oh, my back and all these things like that. And I know some things are out of your control, but it's crazy how many things are in your control. And for example, even just drink a bone broth, right? And the high quality bone broth like mine, it's going to change someone's lives, let alone eating eggs, let alone eating some liver, let alone eating some steak, or basically cutting out everything that's causing their problems.
Tell them how old you are right now.
I'm 29.
Do you feel better at 29 than you did at like 22?
Yes, I actually even got more lean, more powerful, more swole. The only thing that I need to do is get my sleep on track. I'm huge into sleep hacking, but just get enough sleep consistently because that is affecting my hormones. So got that testosterone checked, which my testosterone was high even with lack of sleep. I mean, higher than most people's.
Yeah.
But like, I need to always keep a baseline of it so I know where I'm at. and then I also know where I'm going.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm great. The standard, when you're 35 should be great. 40 when you're great.
You should be peaking. Like you should be like feeling the best you've ever felt.
Like we'll talk about deteriorating maybe around 75. And that's just talking about it. We ain't gonna do it. Yep. Right? That's how life should be. Trump was
he's 70, right?
He was like 74 when he was running the president. Yeah. And he was going hard. He was doing stuff. He was delivering. Dude, he was like, he must have been getting a sleep because he was having rallies out the wazoo.
Right? Was he eating he was like drinking, did like Coca-Cola and like.
I don't know. He just said he doesn't drink alcohol or do drugs. So he said that's a huge point.
That is a game changer.
That is a game changer. It's crazy. That's our standard.
Because alcohol ages you for sure.
It does. Yeah.
Alcohol ages you. Bad food, like processed food, ages you.
Yeah.
And lack of sleep ages you.
Yeah.
And not working out.
Oh,
you're fighting against gravity. I say this all the time during my mobility classes. I'm like, you're fighting against gravity as you get older. We're fighting against gravity now, just like staying upright. In our posture, right? Gravity's always is our enemy. So you got to have enough mobility and enough muscle tone to combat when gravity comes for you, because it will.
Yeah,
eventually.
It's been coming for me.
It's been coming for you since we were born.
I know,
dude.
right? It pushed me out the womb.
Yeah.
I said, I want to stay in here. I don't have to pay rent.
Yeah. Man, I don't got to pay rent. Hey, you don't have to pay rent in the womb.
You don't. You come out here, they tax them.
Yeah.
At least they got food stamps.
Got that full fridge.
And if you broke, I do not recommend staying on food stamps. Make more money so you can get off. But if you do got food stamps, invite the boy over.
I'll let your boy for those crab legs.
Come on.
Man, dude, crab legs are expensive.
They are. They're not even that good.
Yeah, and they're not filling at all.
It's not filling. It's just like a lot of work.
It's so much work to get like half a pound of crab, dude. Like half a pound of crab takes like so long to just get out of a crab.
Just give me steak or salmon. Like a good
salmon, bro.
Yeah.
Give me some salmon.
All right, give me something great that I don't have to work for.
Yeah, give me some. I'll eat some shrimp too.
Some scrimp.
Scrimp.
Some scrimp.
Yeah, give me some scrimp.
There you go, some scrimp. We say scrimp on the streets.
Yo, is Peoria really the hood, dog?
It's just a huge dichotomy. There'd be like one side that's like nice and it's well developed, and then it's the other side, and it's really segregated. So it's like a smaller town. Like in Dallas, like if you wanted to go to a hood, where would you go?
Man, I forgot the name of the place. Like South Dallas.
You forget about it, first of all. Oak Cliff. And then how far is Oak Cliff?
From here?
Yeah.
Like 35, 40 minutes.
Isn't that crazy?
It's a long time.
Like you gotta like actually go out of your way to
go there.
Like an impoverished neighborhood. In like Peoria, you can literally just go down like 3 streets, and one street is like historical district downtown, and then the next street is like people are getting robbed. Like it's crazy. Like I think my friend shot somebody. He's in jail, but he shot somebody like outside of my college campus.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like my college campus is there, and it was surrounding areas. Some of them were not so good, but it's just, I mean, it definitely has a very low and a very decently high there. Yeah. And the disparity is very obvious. Here it's not so obvious because people are so far removed from Oak Cliff that they just forget it exists.
Yeah,
like,
dude, I literally forgot. You're like, what's the name? And I was like, man, I can't remember right now.
Right. I don't even know what food stamps are out here. Right? That's why I had to move to Deep Ellum to remind me of, which is funny.
Did you walk outside? You were on the
streets. Yes.
On the streets.
It was like, what, 2 people got shot 2 weeks ago on Elm Street.
I don't know how. Like, knock on wood. Every time I go to Deep Ellum, I just miss it. I just miss it. Someone's like, one of my friends is like, I say I'm going to Deep Ellum. He's like, bro, no, it's like scary out there. I'm like, what you talking about, bro? Like, I've been going there since I was like 19.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was one instance I think when I was like 22 or 23. We were like walking outside of like Salsera, heard a gunshot. Everyone just mobs inside of Salsera. They barred the doors closed. Everyone's just like this underneath. And I was like, dang, this is crazy.
It is. It's intense, man. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Yeah, when I'm hearing those gunshots, I'm running. Yeah. One time I was eating I was in another state, and I just met this girl. We were just hanging out, and I'm like, let's go get like this breakfast food at this place. And I was looking at this menu. It's super expensive for what you can get because it's like a super late night menu. So we're chilling. I'm like, you order yet? And the next thing you know, some girl runs up to us. It's like, they shooting. Bro, I got up out of that seat so quick
Dang.
and dipped. And then I was like, oh, dang, I got to go get her. I ran back. Dude, you ever notice when people start shooting, everybody's like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's happening? And then, like, they stand there. Like, watch videos, like, even, like, the Vegas shooting. All these shootings. It's always people that's just, like, standing there for a moment.
They don't run?
Yeah, they don't run.
They don't get out of
there? They
there?
don't run, yeah. Like, if I see somebody acting weird, like, I'm walking across the street pretty quickly. Just, you don't want to try to be nice or kind. It's about time you find out, it might be too late. Yeah. So I'm like, get up out the seat. Let's go. You got to be quick, right? Always be prepared.
That's a Boy Scout motto.
Always be prepared.
Be prepared.
Yeah, that's a hood motto, too. It's like the Venn diagram.
What's that?
Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, the hood, and then in the middle, always be strapped.
Dude, always be strapped. Bro, there's this Big Sean line on a Logic song. He goes something about the uniform. I don't even trust a Boy Scout. Like, you know?
You got all these lyrics stored in your head.
Dude, that's one of my favorite things, bro. I love hip-hop lyrics. Or just lyrics in general. Mostly hip-hop because, like, I mean, EDM don't really have too many lyrics.
Well, next time you're prowling around Whole Foods, hopefully you think about the president.
I will, Robinson. Dude. Yeah. I was hollering at Whole Foods a while back. I put it in the group text. Remember, I was like, nothing happened. But
did you find a quality girl?
At Whole Foods?
Yeah.
Dude, there's a bunch of quality girls at Whole Foods.
So you found the quality human at Whole Foods?
That I talked to?
Yeah, because at Whole Foods, that's where you get the grass-fed. But if you go to Aldi, that's where you get the grain-fed. I want a high-quality liver.
I want that grass-fed.
Grass finished.
Grass. You don't get grass finished.
That's what I also realized.
Target over Walmart.
Target over Walmart.
10 days out of 10.
Yeah, Walmart is just like...
Dude, Walmart, I don't know.
I don't even know if they feed
I went
them
to
grains.
Walmart
They're feeding
today.
them soy, and corn, and...
Processed.
I
went to Walmart today because it was like 7:30 in the morning. Target doesn't open until 8.
Yeah, you must
have. I went to Walmart. I was like, man, I'm not waiting 30 minutes to...
Walmart is humbling, though. Like, if you ever think that you're too awesome in life and that you're somebody, go to Walmart and you're like, oh, dang, this is like normal humans. Like, I'm not saying there's a difference. But, like, Walmart, you're like, oh, I forgot, like, people like this is this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like the... I'm going to say another lyric off of Kanye's first album. He's like, I'm like the gap between Banana Republic and Old Navy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. And it's because he talks about, like, the gap. Like, that's where he used to work.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like everybody's people. And it's like you never want to look at somebody as being worse, but there is like the socioeconomic differences. It's so different.
Class is the biggest thing that they... And I use the word they. Yeah. Nobody knows who they are, but you know who they are. Everybody knows who they are, right? But like they. Right? They class is what they use to split us. That's more crazy. So than race, gender, all this stuff, all that stuff is like is there, but like everybody that's like of different races and different genders and different religions, like we're all in the same like class, you know, and then there's another class, and then there's a class of people who we don't even know their names, who are so rich, like, but they're like, Bezos. And those guys are like, hey, let's like use this stuff to separate, like, let's make them fight each other.
Let's
like,
fight, exactly, control our ways. It's actually very interesting because I was talking with my friends about how they, let's say the upper they, they separate the lower they, and one way is food. It's a very interesting phenomenon. Go to a Chipotle and look at the body shapes of people at a Chipotle. Look at how they like talk. Look how they order. Look at how they're satisfied with their food, even though when it's not ordered right. Look at their cars, right? I like how they operate. And then go to a Popeyes and then see how they talk. No, Popeyes like mid tier, so they it can go either way.
Popeyes is mid,
but then go to a church.
Jack in the Box.
You're Jack in the Box, but the churches, right? Or White Castle, if you can find. That's like usually.
Oh, I haven't seen a White Castle.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go in the trenches sometimes, but like see how those people talk. Walk. See how they complain about their orders when something doesn't go right. See their car. See what they're wearing, and look at the shape of their bodies. And it shows you how much food plays not only into everything in part of your life, but how you communicate, how you stand, what you wear. I mean, it really, it's like a feedback loop. How can you operate on our like 3-hour focus sessions on White Castle are churches
Waffle
compared to
House.
like Waffle House. Waffle House is not really food; that's just entertainment.
It's, it's where you go at 4 a.m. when nothing else is open.
Yeah, that's it.
After the close.
But,
After you buy that bottle service that you
Bottle
paid
service.
$3,000 for.
I think you're going home all alone with your friends and y'all at Waffle House. You're like, dang, man, this steak and eggs is expensive. People really do be like
Oh,
that. Yeah.
dude, you're right. You're right. Yeah, like after the close, people go to IHOP and they're like, man, this omelet's a lot.
Lot,
Like
right.
$17.99.
There's no validation in that. You can't put that on your story.
Yeah,
People
you
are like, dang, bro, you eating IHOP pancakes? There ain't no truffle butter.
Yo,
in that.
I'm at Zaza brunch.
That's
eating-
Zaza brunch.
eating that shit.
That's funny. The Golden Cafe.
Dude, everything. Speaking of good food, I seen you be traveling a lot.
I do.
I know you haven't traveled. I don't know if you traveled much lately. You're finally in town for like a
little
good amount of
bit,
time.
yeah.
There's one like few month span. I was texting you and you're like, yeah, I'm going out of town from Thursday to Saturday, and like I'll be back, and I'm going from here to
Right,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just say yes to a lot of out of town trips. I was in
Yeah.
Phoenix and Atlanta, and I don't have any out of the country trips planned. I think my like spiritual mentor is going to go to either Spain or this place we went to in Mexico called Tulancingo in the state of Hidalgo, which is really cool because it's like very authentic. It's not a tourist place. You fly into Mexico City and you got to drive about an hour and 45 minutes away. But it's super
legit,
crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
People like wanted pictures with me. They're like, I've never seen a majestic being of this sort.
Wow.
But and in Spain. But other than that, I don't really have any plans. But yeah, I like. It's very eye opening when you travel.
Yeah.
It was very eye opening during COVID when you were traveling. Like everybody here, not everybody, but a lot of people were saying, man, this whole COVID pandemic or scamdemic was just a way to push Trump out of the office. It was by the Democrats. And then you go to, let's say Aruba. I went to Aruba. They have a curfew at 11 where all the stores have to close, and then everybody has to be inside their house at 12. You can't be on the porch.
Wow.
No clubs were open. And I'm like, yeah, you really think Aruba shut down to push Trump out of office?
Right.
Or even in Mexico, you couldn't sit at the same table as like 6 of your friends. You had to split it up like three each.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
a lot of clubs, a lot of the natural parks were closed. I mean, that place was shut down in
Yeah.
so many places. And what my whole point is that it was worse in America, yet people here had such a limited perspective in their Facebook feeds or whatever programmed their mind and really make
Their
them say
algorithms.
something as absurd as this was done to push Trump out of office. But it did get Trump out of office. So you might be right. I mean, he's out here.
It was an after effect, not the main purpose.
Yeah, it's a consequence.
A consequence, yeah. Where's like if you had to like list like maybe top 3? I mean, this place you're talking about in Mexico sounds really authentic, but like what have been your favorite places?
One of my
that you've
favorite
been?
places is Isla Mujeres, and the reason why is because it's a great mix of tourism and also just like a genuine, authentic home experience.
That's
So
Mexico as well.
That's
Or-
Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just fly into Cancun, skip the whole Cancun experience and all the spring breakers.
Yeah.
Go on a ferry to this island called Isla Mujeres, meaning island
Island.
of women.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it means. And it's a very small island, so if you rent out a golf cart, that actually makes your trip way more expensive because the golf carts are super expensive. But there's not even many taxis on there. But you could take the golf cart from one end of the island to the other end in about like 40 minutes. So the
Wow.
island's pretty scalable. There's a lot of beaches. There's some natural parks there. But the food is great, and it's not too expensive
Right.
because it's not super catered to tourism. Right, they have some resorts there, but they also have a hostel you can stay at. So that's Selena. They have another hostel. I don't remember the name, but it's amazing. And then the beaches are great. You can go offshore to go see the whale sharks. You can go scuba diving. People at the hostel have like dance parties. It's just so awesome. It's not that expensive, and there's a lot of people who are natives there that actually live there that you can interact with. So it's a great balance. And why it's so great is that some people would even move there and they would do 3 months work from home sprints, right? They'll be working for Google
Oh,
or
I've
the
seen
company.
people. Yeah. People work
they stay at
remote.
a-
Yeah.
They stay at a Selena, which if you're working remote and if you haven't done this before they kick you back into the office, you definitely should go places and work remotely around the world because you at least have freedom of location. A lot of people still make excuses and say, I'll wait till another time or take vacations.
That's me.
But I would
Low
don't
key,
do it.
that's,
Yeah,
low key,
dude,
that's me.
book
Yeah.
like a month trip. Stay at the Selena. It's going to cost you probably less than like $800 to do that for a month. Yeah, and just, I mean, You can get a trip to the Cancun probably less than you can in some American states.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
it's ridiculous. Like I don't know why people even
Like to Airbnb, live Airbnb for
Well,
like a
not
month.
even a flight, like the flights.
Oh,
So yeah,
the
some of
flight,
them-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I had a trip to like Montana, and I was like, why is this ticket almost $500?
Right.
And then you can get some trips to Cancun that's almost like $200.
Yeah.
So as long as you have a passport, you pay some of the fees.
Damn, I need to get.
Yeah, you need to do it.
passport.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have a passport?
No, I just.
You're really messing up.
Well, I became an American citizen in April of last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
But I need to send in like that certificate and some other stuff, and then they send me my passport back. And I've been talking about doing it for a long time. I need to get it done. I need to get it done.
Hold you accountable.
I need to get that done like today.
I like how you're writing it down in your notebook. Great handwriting, by the way.
Thank you, man. Passport expedite. Yeah, man. You gotta write, dude. I mean, yeah. This journal I started when, and writing things down has been such a helpful thing. December 9th,
Yes.
and it's almost done. So.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
let's
That
see.
means that you really,
Oh, dude.
the more full your notebook is,
Yeah, like every day almost.
the more organized your mind is.
Yup. Yeah, and just like write down like quotes I hear, like how we react to things is completely up to us.
Yeah.
That was like a sentence from Power Now that I read, and
Yeah.
like I wrote it down before I went to bed or something. But yeah, some affirmations
I like that.
and just like random journaling, you know.
Yeah, I personally have found writing down your thoughts, affirmations, and your goals is one of the best ways to transform yourself. It's really like a reprogramming of oneself, especially coupled with the speaking over your life. So saying those words, right? Like
Speaking.
so
Say again?
speaking over your life. So
Uh-huh.
if you have something that's written down, like the affirmations, writing it down is one thing. So you're actually programming what you want your code to be for yourself. Say, for example, I am always timely and responsive, or I always choose the mood that I want to be in, right? And then
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
say it, it's actually like running that program.
Yeah.
And every time you're running that program, right, just keep running it. I always choose the mood that I want to be in. And then you have something come up. But you remember how you program yourself. Even though you want to be angry, but you say it to yourself.
I
always
control
choose,
my mood.
Yeah.
What did you say? I choose my.
You don't have to say it. I'm just making this up as I go.
Oh,
But I have a
yeah.
lot of different ones where I wrote down, and they have become me because I've pretty much programmed who I want to be. You know,
Yeah.
there's some blind spots that you always can rewrite some code,
Oh yeah.
but
100%.
it's actually a very powerful way. I think there's a verse like in the Bible that says like, "As a man thinketh, so is he."
I think, therefore I am.
Yeah, right.
Rene Descartes.
Oh, Rene Descartes.
Yeah, I think he said that.
Man, he stole that from the Bible. No.
I mean, he did. Yeah,
No,
Bible
no.
came first.
When he
like,
said,
you're
"I
wrong.
think there I am."
I think, therefore I am.
Oh,
I
he was.
think, comma, therefore I
Or
am.
wasn't he referring to since he has consciousness that he exists? I think that's.
Oh,
the
do you
meaning
think
of
that's
that.
what? I thought he meant like I think, like what I think is who I am, is what I am.
think-
You think he was like
I think that's actually.
he
the-
meant like I think, therefore I am, like I exist.
Yeah, he exists, but I might be wrong. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That what you said, that programming thing, that
Yeah.
reminds me of the first Matrix when they put the disc in Keanu Reeves' neck or whatever, and
Yeah.
he's like, he wakes, I know kung fu.
That's
right?
so funny.
Classic move, right? A classic what's it called line, but you can do that too. It's like you wake up and you're like, I know how to control my thoughts or something
Yes.
like that, or how to control my emotions. You know, it's like mental kung fu,
Yeah.
and you can teach yourself that, but it's just repeating it consistently in those moments.
Exactly. And being aware of it. That's one conversation that we had was a lot of your actions always stem from some belief.
Yep.
And one of my questions I like to ask someone is, why do you do what you do? And what's very funny and interesting is typically people don't know. So they'll start trying to spit out some random stuff until they catch themselves and they don't really know what they do. And it's a very simple question, but they don't know. But it was a similar, like we talked about, weird behaviors that men show in dating, right? So it's like those are stemming from some inferior beliefs, such
Right.
as, a lot of guys, for example, hey, I had this really nice car and my apartment has this.
Right.
On my job, I made this much last week. But it's really stemming from a belief that, in order for a girl to like me, I have to have these amount of things in my life, or this amount of financial riches in my life, whatsoever it is, and it shows up in their character and their actions.
Yeah. Yeah, and it becomes incongruent from what they, like their actual actions become incongruent from their thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said their actions become incongruent.
Yeah, like if they think a certain way and then they act a different way.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of times we have these unconscious behaviors driving us. For example, like a lot of times people procrastinate because they're scared to get told no. So, say for example, are they scared of failure? So it's better just to avoid it. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to mess this up, and I know it's a big thing if I do apply for this job. But if I apply for this job, it means I'll either get it or get told no to. So they kind of go into this avoidance pattern where they're doing the things that they should not have done, right? Or like maybe if they're supposed to get the passport, then they're gonna actually be held accountable to go into Mexico for. So it's like, well, I sold up to it. Let me do all these other things. But a lot of times that subconscious actions that you're doing that you're not doing consciously shows a subconscious belief that you have that you're not aware at. So most people would like to say positive things about themselves. So just I'm adventurous or I'm outgoing. Like of course a lot of people would like to say that. But if you want to know the subconscious belief, right, you'll see the behavior, which is showing procrastination, which is showing when your friends are like, let's go skydiving. You're like, no, that's kind of expensive. I'm really busy this Sunday, right? Things like that. And it's showing that you're not as adventurous as you thought because you're scared or whatever the belief may be that's underlying. So it's good to always monitor what do you actually believe. That way you can at least correct it, by reprogramming yourself with writing down new affirmations or new code.
Yeah.
That's crazy though, because then you start looking at like, why do I do what I do? Why do I say this to people? Why do I look away when I'm talking to people?
Why do I laugh after I say something and there's a silence or something?
Yes, exactly.
You start catching. It's been a while since I've done that, but it's something that you catch yourself doing, and you're like, what is the reason behind this?
Exactly.
Like, why do I do what I do?
Yes.
Dude, that's literally it. Like,
And
that's the first question you posed, right?
Everything. Why do I do what I do in everything? Right.
Dang. Do you have? I'm sure you do have a why. What is your why for like? It doesn't have to be specifically for like we were talking like posting content like music earlier, but like what is your why for music or for any of those things?
I think a lot of it comes from like religion. So I'm like a Christian, believing in Christ, Jesus, but it's this idea in religion like where it talks about repentance, and it's the idea of like a changing of mind, but also like a turning, right? And that's the idea of like I think in Christianity, it's referred to a lot of times as like repent and believe, but there is a new creation. So there's this idea that the old has passed away and that in Christ you'll be a new creation. And like one thing for me that I love seeing in people is that it's almost a miracle. It is a miracle, but this idea that somebody who was this way before, so like they're addicted to something, that they can't like operate in life a certain way, that they had bad finances, bad relationships, they had bad mood, bad manners, bad patterns all over. They become somebody completely different. And you being with me, it's always been one of those things where I always want people to be that new creation or that better version of themselves, in at least amount of terms. Is how can you be the better version of yourself? How can you be the person who not only you should be, but sometimes you can't even see yourself as. And that's why I love seeing people as being their better self, even when they can't see themselves as that person. But I'm like, I see you in the future, and helping people become to that. So a lot of my stuff is based on that. And you'll see like if I'm just saying that, this is one question you asked earlier, but let's talk about the preach what you practice.
Yes, yeah, the breakdown.
But it's like, am I just saying that, right? And
or is it something I do?
Yeah, well, like because that sounds great. Anybody can say that, but if it's something I do, you can actually test that because you've heard like how I like want to love people, how I don't want to objectify people, how even though some people are the most boring people, there's a lot of boring people out there, but they look at them as having value. You've seen how some homeless people might have interacted with me on the streets and things like that. You see our conversations, it's about, hey, if people are in this bad health, how can they get into living a life in better health, be their better, most fit self? If people are not communicating well, how can they be their best communicating self?
Right.
If people are not living the dating life they want, how can they live their best dating life and get the type of partner that deserves them rather than just some random girl on a dating app.
Yeah, rather than the first person that shows them any affection or validation.
Yes, exactly.
Which is, I don't know if you've noticed or if you have friends that the first girl that gives them any attention and validation, they just pair off.
Yeah, if you never had a good steak before,
yeah.
you're going to take whatever steak comes to you. But then
Yeah.
you're like, man, I know my steak, and that's a good steak.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right there.
it's a good steak.
It's a medium rare.
A medium rare.
Crust,
with that crust.
the salt,
The
man.
fat.
Yeah.
Save the bone for dessert. But it's the same thing with fitness. Like, I talk to people about fitness. I'm always, in all these areas, whether it's finances or whatever, I do things to not only try to be the best version that God has created me to be, but also bring other people into the best version that God created them to be.
Lifting other people up.
Lifting other people
Yeah.
up. And it's one thing for me to say that, but you can testify if my life has been
100%.
like that or not.
Yeah. That and it's a way that I strive to do. It's a way I strive to live my life as well. You know, like bringing other people up with you rather than like pulling people down, which is a really big thing that both of us are really passionate about.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
like one of my friends was like, dude, you push everybody else to. My friend Anik, you met him last week.
I like him.
Yeah. He's gonna be your VP, right?
And then maybe president.
And then president, you're gonna be VP. Yeah.
We'll switch it around.
Yeah.
Great guy.
I'll be VP of education.
Yeah,
And,
you're an American citizen
yeah.
now, so let's
Yeah,
go.
right.
Hey, just in time.
Yeah, VP of education. Make sure we throw out all these old textbooks, replace them with new material. But yeah, it's like
cholesterol is bad. It's still being taught to the kids.
Oh man, that's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. But there's he's like, yeah, you not only like push yourself, but you like push other people to get better. You know, and it's like that's what a true like a LeBron, a Michael Jordan, a Tom Brady. That's what they do for their team.
Yes.
Like they not only like elevate themselves, they elevate the people around them.
Yes.
So I can see, like, I've definitely seen that in your life with our friend group, and then I've seen myself do that with my friend group as well, where it's like positively pushing people up instead of, you know, like a lot of people they want their friends to fail, or like they want their friends to like. You know, they're like, oh, no, you're good. Just stay where you're at. Stay where you're at.
Everything happens for a reason.
Stay where you're at, bro.
Don't think about it too much.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, get your stuff together
Dude,
right now.
yeah. It's like, what you doing? Like, it's like, bro, you better post on TikTok. You could have told me. It's like, hey, bro, it's okay, man. Like, you don't have to post. You know, it's cool. And it's like, dude, like, what? Like, why? You made me think. You made me get really introspective. You know?
Yeah. It's like, stop messing up. But you're good at that too. Like, if I'm having an issue, I'm like, I need to call you because I know that you'll give me some great wisdom and you want to see me succeed,
right?
Which should be normal. It's very weird because we're on a completely different spectrum, but a lot of people really do have that hidden motive that they want their friends to either fail or just not do that well so they won't be left behind, you know, in success. So it's like, I want my friends, I want you to be successful, and good job for the new job. I hope they're paying you well, but I hope they're not paying you more than me because I want to be the richest one in the group.
I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy.
That's ego. So want all your friends to make more money than you. Yeah. That way.
Yeah. If I'm gonna give you some advice that'll change your life up. If every brother in your clique is rich, then your clique is rugged. Nobody would fall because everybody would beat each other's crutches.
Oh, that's right.
Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt.
You should go on one.
That was Jay-Z's first album.
That's awesome. You should go on one of those game shows where it's like, who knows the lyrics?
Dude, does that exist? Put me on there. Put me on there.
But it
That's
wasn't like
amazing.
trap or rap music.
It was like
pop stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wayne Brady was hosting it. However, you should do a new one with Ice Cube hosting it.
Oh, that'd be fire.
And I was like, who knows the lyrics, Toby?
Yeah.
Yo, who knows the lyrics? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like trap music.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, we'll do some.
Brick
like, Squad.
Ain't nothing to it. Gangsta rap made me do it. It's like, it's like,
that'd be great. That would be for the culture.
Dude, that would be a fun. Dude, I might do that like as a. And the reason I love just having conversations like this, like candidly, is because I always like something will lead to another, and I'll always like get an idea for like a video or something.
Yeah.
And so, just like going out and like a drunk interview could be like, hey, hey, do you know this song? And then just spit some lyrics, and then like see if the person knows it.
So you'll make it even more intriguing for the person watching this. Hey, I'll give this person $100 if they can finish these lyrics.
Oh, that's good.
Right,
That's
yeah.
good.
I don't
Or
know
like,
what your budget is.
yeah, I mean, like maybe I would have a $5 bill in my hand and be like, I'll give you this $5 bill right now if you can finish this sentence. This
I'll
lyric.
give you some food stamps right now.
I'll give you some crab legs.
Right, some crab legs. Those are more valuable than money.
Dude, right? Yeah. There was one time we did a it doesn't have very many views on the channel, but it's like Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader thing.
Yeah.
We asked 7 questions in Deep Ellum during the day, and we're like, we each had $5 bills in our hand. We're like, hey, if you get these 7 questions right, I'm gonna give you this $5 bill.
Yeah.
And the first question was, who's on the front of the $5 bill? And you would not believe how many people got it wrong.
Like,
you would not believe how many people.
I've seen that video. And a lot of people got it wrong.
Yeah, people were like George Washington.
Yeah.
Andrew Jackson, Benjamin Franklin, and like one person, like a few people were like Abraham Lincoln. I'm like, good, question 2, and then it was like,
I might have felt that one.
There was a few questions. It was like what 2 primary colors make blue?
Oh yeah, okay.
Right, and then you know the answer to that.
I don't want to answer it on this.
You know what?
I can slip
Dude,
it.
let me get you that. Let me get you.
Give me the $5. Give me the $5.
Trying to finesse Jair Robinson right now.
Yeah, of course I know it. We'll continue to the next one. See, I don't want to say it if I get it wrong.
Yeah.
It's not turquoise. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
And another one was like name all the continents,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and a lot of people like missed Antarctica or they missed Australia, like because there's 7, and then the other one was this riddle, which I love, man. It's there's 30 cows on a farm, 28 chickens.
Mm-hmm.
How many didn't?
I remember that. I remember.
You remember that? Oh,
one,
I did.
Like,
we
how
talked
many
about this.
Didn't?
Yeah. Okay, we talked about that.
That's a hard question.
It was, dude. I was hanging out with my friends this weekend, like my childhood friends, and it took them like 30 minutes to figure out. And they're all smarter. Like academically, they're all smarter than I am.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What was the other question?
Which one?
You said, that wasn't all the questions yet, right?
There's a couple more. I forgot what it was, but this weekend or last weekend, some girl asked me. She's like, look, if we're in second place, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, and you pass me, we'll place you. And I was like, second place. And her boyfriend was like, this dude is a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fool him, you know?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But she did say if we're in second place, right?
Yeah, she said if I'm in second place.
Oh, if I'm in second, she said like you two were tied in second place and you passed her, that would be first.
Oh yeah.
I'm 5 steps ahead. It's funny though because I was one of those people before when I used to watch Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Because I think I was actually in a gifted school when I was in middle school, so I was like, I must prove my equals. Intelligent. I was like, in case I ever go on the streets of Deep Ellum and have a YouTuber ask me these questions or end up on a podcast where he's going to ask me what primary colors make blue, then I should know this information.
Yeah.
However, I realized I think Einstein said it once. He's like, he doesn't remember anything. He doesn't remember information that's useless to him.
True.
I never spend energy on just like wanting to know like random tidbits, except for if it's nutrition, because I want to make sure I'm spitting the truth about that.
Right.
But usually, I'm like, I don't even use. Some people are like, I'm going to not use the GPS to get to my location or my destination. And I'm one of those people that I will use the GPS almost all the time because I have so many things to think about that I don't want to be thinking, hey, which way do I go to get to the destination? I don't remember numbers and stuff like I used to. Like my brain power, I only want to be thinking.
Only remember
few
what
things.
you need.
Yeah.
Like what you need in that moment, or like what you need overall to get to your goals. That's what you
exactly, and only focusing on those things. I don't want to focus on anything else.
Dude, that makes so much
brain
sense.
Brain power is so limited, right?
Yep.
Like not only do I not want to be focusing on understanding like random facts, unless I'm on what's the show? Not Family Feud, but the other one where it's like super hard. It's the Rose by like it's like multiple. Jeopardy.
Oh yeah.
People are great at that, but I'm not planning on going to Jeopardy, so I'm only trying to think about like 6 or 7 things at a time. I want to hire somebody out to think about things for me and mow the lawn.
You just want to streamline something. Yeah.
Streamline like
streamline
I'd rather
everything.
there was a guy, I forgot his name, but he made this book. I think it's like meditation. But I seen a little flyer video for his book, and one thing he said that stuck with me since that, he said, I've spent my whole life trying to figure out how many thoughts I can have at one time. And I found out the answer is 1. But it's great. So if you're thinking about these random facts, for example, how can you be thinking about what are more ways to make your business be more functional? What are ways, like, where are you going to want to stay when you like move out the country? How are you going to prepare for the next economic downfall? And you see a lot of people, or minds are populated by thoughts of, dang, Kanye West broke up with, Kim Kardashian. MGK is doing this, right? What's another? The news is terrible. This is happening in this world. The war is that. And
negative
programming, right? Yeah. And whether it's negative or positive, unless you're doing something about it, you're not spending time on, hey, what's one way I can increase my IRA or Roth IRA or 401k?
How do I increase cash flow in my business?
Yeah. Or, hey, I'm thinking about the person I love and that I want to spend my life with, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband, or, whoever you're dating. How can you contribute to their life? Hey, what's one way I can make my family feel loved? And unfortunately, it's the same thing. People spend 20, 30 minutes on Instagram a day, but they like, I want to learn the guitar, for example. And I'm like, how much time did you spend on the guitar? And it's sad because we see our time as being stolen away from us against our will.
But it's really not. We're choosing that.
It's like, are you choosing it though? Because it's so addictive. Say, for example, you, for example, you became so disciplined and self-controlled where you're able to get off of Instagram and stay off of there for a while. But some people say, if you did that, would you really love your family? And I think of the person that's on heroin. They love their family. But that heroin is so freaking good that it will make them steal from their family. It'll make them steal from their grandma. It'll make them take whatever they can out the bank account of their dad, even if their dad is broke, because the heroin is just that great. Do they want to do that? No. So there's just some things that's so addictive and so powerful where your willpower needs to become very great that otherwise you're just going to fall to it. And Instagram is so powerful. The fact that you can get on a place, have this fake interactions or false interactions, it's a false sense of...
And have the notifications and validation coming in.
Maybe I have something in my DMs. Maybe somebody liked my stuff. That's one thing. Instagram is not that powerful for me, right? But like even just checking your email. So, with stocks, when you invest in something, when you invested in your Dogecoin, and you got to keep checking the Doge, you're like, no,
dude. I used to be so bad about that. I don't even keep Robinhood or Coinbase on my phone anymore.
Got to get rid of them.
You can't keep them on your phone, or else you'll look at the your screen time tracks everything. You look at the amount of minutes and hours that you spent on an app, and you're like, damn,
exactly.
What was I doing?
So my whole point in that is that people are doing things. It seems like they choose, but it's kind of against their will, right? It's like porn, for example. It's so powerful. A lot of these kids are like, I'll never do this again, and then they end up back on it.
Been saying that since I was like 18, dude. Yeah, like almost 10 years.
But it's just,
I'm glad you brought this up, man. I talked about this with one of my. I'll let you finish.
Go ahead.
I talked about this with one of my friends a while back, and my friend Cameron. We were talking about how the more you watch it, the more you want to watch it, etc.
Go ahead. A feedback loop. But it's always hard for us humans to say that is I. It's always easy to point it as, man, these people really can't get off social media. Or these people struggle with comparison. Or these people are like crackheads, whatever. But now we have drugs in our pockets. So that's why we have to put in so much willpower into giving screen time passwords to friends, keeping the phone. Like my solution is just keep the phone away from me.
Yep.
You had the flip phone. That's actually one of the reasons why we became friends.
I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, you guys are so cool.
Yeah, that was years ago, man. I wish I could, dude. If I could, I would go back to that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Legit, I've been thinking about getting a second line.
Yes.
Just to have a flip phone for like the weekends.
I could keep the flip phone on me, and then I'll have my other phone away from me when I need to do something.
Exactly. The flip phone's there for like urgent calls,
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be like 12 people who have that number.
You enjoy life.
You're gonna be one of them.
Yeah,
but like,
right?
But like, there's gonna be like 12 people who have that number. This phone is gonna be kept in like a drawer all weekend, and I'm just gonna be out with that phone. Like it'd just be such an amazing time.
We should go back to pagers.
Yeah.
Pagers,
and like you call them on payphones and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like, of course, it was so inconvenient, but you were able to enjoy life so much better.
There was less. You had more. Your time wasn't being taken away from you.
It wasn't being taken away. Yeah, it was not being snatched away. And if you wanted to do something, you really had to go out of your way. Like, I need to find a payphone.
To make this call.
Someone, right?
Yeah, there's this. Speaking of like the addiction stuff. I don't know if we ever shared this with you and Gaurav whenever in our group text, but it was like it was on the NoFap subreddit. It was just like trying to quit porn is like trying to quit cigarettes, but you have a pack of cigarettes in your back pocket
Oh yeah, exactly.
at all times.
Somebody said this at I think it was a get together night, and when I was talking about this, because you have the people that's like, they're always like, porn is not that bad because they love it, right?
Yeah,
and
when people say that.
When's the last time you stopped it? They never
Yeah,
stopped it because
yeah.
it's like when people are doing marijuana, they're like, I'm not that addicted to marijuana. Well, what's the longest you've been off on it? I do it every day, and it's like,
Yeah.
have you ever tried to get off on it? Because they haven't. But he said it's like fast food. If there was cheap food that was very highly concentrated everywhere and for free, everybody would be fat.
Everybody would be
With
fat.
that, and that's kind of the epidemic we got going
That
on
is,
now.
yeah.
And then it's like everywhere, so you just gotta like log off. You
Yeah.
can't get on Reddit, can't get on TikTok, can't get on these things, can't even get on Instagram. I mean, got like new Instagram page, and it's just they're just objectifying like women, which is
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. That's
but
it.
it's like you just gotta log off.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. Some days, some nights, I just want to disconnect my router,
Yeah.
so I can't. So
That's why I
can't
like
get anything.
books.
Yeah. But at nighttime.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
let me get something that's like super low in dopamine.
Yeah.
That way it can reset my brain.
But something that's still like stimulating on the lowest degree.
Yes.
That
Well,
like because
you
when
gotta
you
work for
read,
it.
yeah, are you reading a fiction book or a nonfiction book?
I
currently?
barely ever read fiction books.
You barely read fiction.
Always read
Okay.
like nonfiction.
Same here.
I
I
should
read.
read
I read.
fiction.
Yeah. I read fiction very rarely, but when I do, like, when we stare at a screen, we look at a video, we look at a TV show.
Yeah.
You know how there's like images in our head, images that on the screen.
Yeah.
When we read a fiction book, I don't know if you do this, but like I imagine it in my head.
Yes.
But like I imagine like a movie in my head of what I'm reading,
Yeah.
even though like the characters could look completely different in real life.
Yes.
But to me, they look a certain way in here. And then whenever I watch the movie for that book, I'm like, damn, I was thinking something completely different. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but it's like, but it doesn't matter because to us, it's like we're creating that from our own brain,
Yeah.
and that's so much stimulation. That's like healthy stimulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's healthy because there is a great ratio of amount of effort put in to the reward that comes out.
Yep.
So I have to actually sit there, focus on this one thing, and dream up pictures, stick with it. And that's a decent amount of effort. And the reward is I get a good story, and I get images that's directed in my head.
I get a
But
good
what-
night's sleep after.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Great
the
night's
most
sleep.
important thing.
But if you go and watch a show, there's no input. The only thing you have to do is just open your eyes, and everything's done for you. Everything's created for you.
Yep.
All right. And I'm not saying it's bad, but there is a difference between reading a book where you're like, okay, I'm ready to sleep, whereas a show is like one more episode.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
And you never hear people that's like, I finished this course on Saturday, or I finished this book on Saturday. But people say,
I finished this series on
Series,
Saturday.
yeah.
Dang,
Crazy.
dude, that's next level.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
People-
Like,
'cause
I've never heard that. How you just broke it down,
Yeah.
I've never heard it like
people
that.
typically don't binge hard information that has high reward, but that takes an incredible amount of effort. People binge things that's a high reward but low amount of effort. But it shows you,
Yeah.
right? We have 30 minutes on Instagram. We have 30 minutes in Qatar. We have 30 minutes on Facebook. We have 30 minutes of reading a book.
With 30 minutes in gym.
Yeah, we have. Man, I finished. What is it? Squid. I didn't. What show is
Squid
it?
Game.
Squid. I finished. I kept hearing people say like something along this. Yeah, Squid Games. You can get through it in a day, dude.
I don't want to
Get a course. Get
Yeah,
through
get
a
it-
course.
read a
through
book.
day.
Yeah,
read
yeah.
a book, right?
And I know we vibe on this. We haven't seen Squid Game. I don't know if you ever end up watching it.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it, right?
I want to watch it.
Yeah, you're what?
I want to watch it.
Really? We had this conversation that was like, my reasoning for not watching it is because my mom said she watched it and she had nightmares
Yeah.
because of the degree of what they were showing in the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I also haven't seen Game of Thrones. I don't know if you've seen that.
I haven't seen Game of Thrones either.
It's also just like
I
it's
heard
same
it's good, but it's just so sexual.
same thing. That
Yeah.
and like it's just very gory and like it's just programming. It's programming you subconsciously,
Yeah.
but the subconscious is always listening. It's one of my favorite quotes.
The subconscious is always listening.
That's one of the epiphanies I've had in the past few years.
That's so powerful.
The subconscious is always your subconscious is always listening.
Dang, I gotta stop listening to all this trap music. No, just Why are you mumbling all of a sudden?
What's Future saying in that one? Right?
What?
Yeah.
It sound raw though.
Move that dope. Move
Yeah,
that
what
dope.
the-
Yeah.
Like pizza dough?
Yeah. Hey, not gonna lie though, there's a Pusha T and a Pharrell verse in that song. That song goes
That
really
song
hard.
goes hard.
That song goes really hard. Young
There's a
enough,
type
yeah,
beat.
yeah, young
Who
enough
that
to
dope?
sell dope.
Old enough to
that
know
knows better.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
it? I knows
Knows
better.
better,
Yeah, dude.
Dang. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Dang, why can't they rap about like wholesome things.
Dude, right? And they're like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this bitch. It's like, man, why can't they talk about holding a girl's hand or something?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like, I'm gonna take her out to dinner.
Yeah.
And pay for half the meal.
I'm gonna buy her dessert. I'm gonna buy her dinner, then she gonna buy me dessert.
Hey, that's a very wholesome dinner.
Yeah.
No, you get it. No, you already bought dinner.
Yeah.
I'll buy it for you.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
you're
let me
so
get this
sweet.
one, yeah. It's like, I'll get this one, you get the next one, you know? Like,
Dang. I think I'm in love.
One thing I've learned from this podcast is I need to get a new stool because this thing keeps
Oh, it
falling
keeps
on
falling
me.
off.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good in mine. I don't know if I'm hunched up too much.
Yeah,
but-
no, you're good, Sean. Yeah, man. No, that's good. No, I'm just thinking about all these songs that I can't like the songs that I listen to that I don't think about. Like, you know, when you're at the gym
Yeah.
and there's like, I don't bring my headphones to the gym. I don't listen to music when I work out most of the time. I do sometimes, very rarely, but like there's background music going on in the gym. There's background music going on at the dentist office, at the doctor's office, at Walmart, Target, like all these places. There's background music going on, and a lot of the songs are very cucky. Today I was at
Cucky?
Lifetime, cucky like
simpish.
simpish, yeah. And
I
so,
can go for that.
dude, and like today it was like I was at Lifetime this morning at like. Buddy and I woke up at like 4 in the morning to go lift and stuff, and yeah, that's a slight flex, but I'm not gonna do it tomorrow because I was falling asleep all day today. But like, and I was working out, and the song over the intercom was like, it was like, I will wait for you, like, you know, it's like it's this dude talking about how he doesn't care if the girl doesn't like him right now, but he will wait for her as long as it takes. That was like what the lyrics were that meant, and I was like, damn, I'm exposing myself to all of this stuff.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even realize it. And we do that all the time on whatever shows we watch.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of shows nowadays, there's like the male character is shown to be like the not so smart guy, like the dad. The dad is like, you know, like the Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
You know, it's like oh the guy who's like who's dumb and funny and like the Homer Simpson of the show. You know, like they're not portrayed as like alpha males who like take care of their family or who like have their shit together.
Yeah.
They're like the ones who are like getting talked shit to by their wives and stuff like that, and their kids are like giving them shit, and you're just like, that's all going in your head. That's subconscious is hearing all that.
Yeah.
And I'm not perfect. I still watch.
Yeah, it's like how can you get rid of every external thing?
Exactly, but you can control what enters that zone.
Exactly. I think that's one thing I learned is don't let anything negative enter your mindset. Like, there's going to be a whole bunch of noise about the Roe v. Wade situation going on, and probably the best thing to do is just eliminate all that noise because you'll get drawn up into things that aren't actually changing the world. Like, if I'm going to go feed some impoverished kids, like, I'm going to go do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go help people that need it. I'm not going to talk about it or talk about the laws as much. I'm just the person who's doing it. And you probably won't hear me doing it because I'm not loud on Instagram about doing that. But I'd rather be a doer rather than a talker because a lot of people that's doing a lot don't talk a lot.
Yep.
And a lot of people that talk a lot
ain't
doing
a
a lot. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's interesting when you watch things that or listen to that song you said, like, I'll be waiting for you. It's crazy. You'll listen to that as a young boy. See, now you're old enough to know better.
No one knows better.
But when you're
young enough to simp after, but old enough to know better.
But like when you're young and you listen to songs like that, you get all romantic and you think, man, I'm gonna find a girl like that and I'm gonna show her, waiting for her and letting her do whatever she wants. But girls are not attracted to that.
I'm gonna be her orbiter.
Orbiter, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's many things that are making men weak nowadays. Maybe that's just one of the many things.
I think so, man. Yeah. I mean, I used to listen to that like, do you remember drown it away, forget yesterday, we'll make the great Boys Like Girls, like The Great Escape. Nah, I listen to a lot of like
that show.
Or like no, it was a song by this band called Boys Like Girls or something like that. And there's others, you know, Green Day, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. You know how that song goes?
No, but I bet it's beautiful.
Bro, this song I would listen to every day in the 70s. It was like one of the 7 songs on my phone. The other one was Fort Minor, I remember the name. So I had some good programming growing up.
Yeah.
But this one was like, I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's only me, and I walk alone, right? And then it's just like he's in the next verse. He's like, "My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. My shadow is the only thing that's walking," or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's like, man, I was programming myself with that.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Did that make you more simpish or more pimpish?
More simpish. For sure. I was simping over this one girl for like all the 6th grade and 7th grade.
What happened to the Pusha T?
Like, what? Bro, I wasn't listening to Pusha T. I didn't even know who the Clips was in the 6th grade.
But when did you start listening to the Pusha T and the Clips?
Later, like late high school.
Now, did that make you more
It made me more pimpish. Yeah, a little bit more pimpish.
Just wondering.
Yeah.
Both can be extreme.
Yeah. Now I have a phrase. I'm like, WWPD. What would Pusha do?
What would Pusha do? I don't know if that's the best. What would Pusha? He's old enough to know.
He's old enough, man. No. But one thing is just like there's when I talk about like my top 5 like hip hop artists that I listen to consistently, it's
Jair
like
Robinson,
it's
Jair
like
Robinson.
Dylon, Jair, yeah. It's a lot of old Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Some new Jay-Z, Kanye, Lupe Fiasco, Pusha T, and Mac Miller. Like those are my 5, right? And like all those guys, none of them really have. I mean, Mac has some. All those guys have some simpy songs, but it's like the majority of them are like Mac died when he was 26. Rest in peace. Dang. But he had 12 projects out.
That's ridiculous.
12 projects. He started making music like you said. You started freestyling in middle school, right?
Yeah.
He's probably doing the same thing, right? He's just dropping albums and mixtapes, right? Yeah. Kanye and Jay-Z were both 26 when they came out with their first album.
Yeah.
You know, and since then Kanye dropped like he has just a legendary discography, like production and
for sure.
And Jay-Z dropped an album from 1996 to 2013 every year. You know, like
that's
it's crazy. Yeah. Like I think he missed maybe 1 year, but like he dropped like 15 albums in like 2 decades, right? Yeah. That's insane. Like the body of work of these guys, the majority of the songs that I listen to from them like have just gotten me in a mindset of like, I mean, just bumping like that don't kill me can only make me stronger in my headphones. Like, you know, like it turns you into somebody different than I walk a lonely road. Yeah. You know, or like man, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's like a lot of simpy rap songs. There's so many simpy rap songs.
A lot of too pimpy.
And pimpy
rap songs.
Too pimpy,
Too pimpy.
Yeah,
there's a level of pimp.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong. I will bump 808s and Heartbreak like once a year, you know? But like 808s and Heartbreak has Love Lockdown, where it's like, I'm not loving you the way I wanted to. But also has, I'm a monster, I'm a maven. I know this world is changing. Never gave up. I'm the only thing I'm afraid of.
That's a good level of simping and pimping.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, it's what you decide to consume from a like listen to perspective, read perspective, watch perspective, hang out perspective. It all feeds into how you mold yourself.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I used to listen to a lot of instrumental music.
Yes.
Rat-a-tat when I was younger. That's why I like.
Dude.
You like Rat-a-tat?
Loud Pipes.
Yeah.
Cream on Chrome.
Yeah. That was a huge Rat-a-tat fan. But I like instrumental music because it allows me to fill in the blanks with the mood of the instruments. But at least I could fill in the words. Same thing with like classical. It gives me imaginations. A lot of our stuff is thinking for you, whether it's simpy or pimpy, right? And that can be a problem. And some of the best car rides and gym experiences is when you have no input. So
whatsoever.
Then, you can let your output. Like that's a great time to sing or hum songs, or even think for yourself, or go on monologues. Like a lot of people don't go on monologues. And I also realized, you know, you have a notebook there. Some people have diaries, but there was this term, or I think there was this phrase that said, if the input is always on, then the output is never on. And it's basically, if you're always having things input into you, you're never able to actually output things. But most people, I realize, don't sit there and just think. Like, that's a very uncommon thing for someone to sit there, think, and write down their thoughts. Yeah. So that's why a lot of people can't think for themselves. And that's why you see a lot of bots, political bots.
NPCs.
Yeah, NPCs.
Yeah. I'm going to change stools. Keep talking, though.
Yeah, for sure. He said to keep talking even though he's gone. So now I'm going to say some nice stuff. I hope you're enjoying the podcast, because I'm enjoying it. And if I'm enjoying it, then you need to be enjoying it.
Brought to you by Jair Robinson for 2036.
A.K.A. the chocolate himself. Chocolate from above.
The world leader.
Pure, unadulterated chocolate.
Hershey's ain't got nothing on it.
Hershey's like, Jair Robinson, what's that recipe, boy? How do you get it so milky and silky?
They talk about left Twix and right Twix. They don't know about Jair Twix.
With that little nougat on the middle. Some of that caramel. Now listen along now. We're going to take you for a ride.
Better get your Kit Kat. It's time for a break.
I was going to say some stuff, but I'm going to stop there.
Dude, that was good. Bro, I'm going to clip that part and I'm going to send it to you. That was good. That was really good.
Right. Hopefully I wasn't clipping on this mic. I'm all close to it.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
What were you just saying a second ago?
I was saying a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
I was saying input, output.
Oh,
people
and
not
yeah.
thinking,
Yeah, it's like driving in silence, and like I'm sure you've had this experience where I don't listen to music when I shower. Like I haven't in a long time.
Man,
I used
you're
to.
smart.
I used to every so
A
often.
blast
but,
trap.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you at? Where
you at? Who are you?
Dude, bro, literally when I think about trap music, that's the song that comes
That's
to my
the
head.
song.
Like that song. I
That
don't even
whole
know.
album.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Is that the
What a
Honest
time
album?
to be alive.
What a time. Is that What a Time to Be Alive?
No, that was Dirty Sprite 2.
Dirty
DS2.
Sprite 2. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That
Dude,
song
see,
goes.
I don't even. The thing is, I don't even listen to Future like that.
Yeah.
Like, because I can't understand them that well. But he's such a like memorable. Like his tunes are memorable.
Yes.
You know, his hooks are memorable. There's a Lupe Fiasco song featuring Future. Just think about that for a second, right? And Lupe spits like hot bars.
Yeah.
And Future comes in. I don't want no problems. I'm just chilling. 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 Right?
Is it hard?
And it's hard. Yeah, you want to listen to it later? So,
yeah, let's go.
So that's a new tradition on this podcast. We listen to a Lupe Fiasco song that y'all had never heard before every time. But like I remember some of the bars, right? But then like what like my friends remember and what we talk about is I'm just chilling, because it's so memorable.
Yeah.
It's so like anyways, yeah, shower thoughts, right? So whenever you don't listen to music when you take a shower, like when people say they get inspiration in the shower, like that's where it comes from, because there's no inputs, so
Yeah.
you're just constant output time.
Yeah.
So like that's why a lot of good ideas come in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People need more silence like
Yes.
that, right?
Yeah.
Also, the shower makes the singing voice like 30% better.
Yeah, you think that you're Beyonce, but
Yeah,
when-
exactly. If I went on American
Yeah.
Idol with my shower, I would make it to like at least top 12, maybe top 10.
That'd be a great idea for like America's Got Talent. Like,
Yeah, just take
like
a shower.
literally, you take a shower, you like a 2-minute shower, and then you walk out like when they're judging you in like a towel and stuff.
Right.
But like you're jacked, and then so you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, you're singing in the shower.
What's up, Heidi?
And then you step out the shower and it sounds like all a broken record. And
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
step in the shower and it's like, is that Celine Dion?
Yeah.
And then you step outside, right? We got two ideas.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. I gave you one earlier for your
Finish the lyrics one.
Yeah, finish the lyrics.
Yeah.
And then when I make it to number 1 on America's Got Talent with the shower.
On the you're gonna be on the Billboard Top 100.
Right there, yes.
Top 10.
Releasing shower thoughts. Coming to a radio near you.
Shower thoughts by Jair Robinson,
Let's go.
featuring Acme.
Yeah. Shout out to Acme.
Shout out Acme, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, your verse on Bulldog was so hard.
He liked it. Hey, this is like the second podcast within like a month that I shouted out you to Acme. So what's up? We got a song coming soon too.
Oh, another
I don't
one?
know I don't know the name of it for sure, but it might be called Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
No way.
Yeah, I just like naming
Yo,
stuff
do we
off.
got The Rock featured on that?
No, but you do got Jair Robinson.
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
go.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
big
yeah.
name right there.
That's
good.
huge. That's huge.
That's huge.
I'm gonna
That's
change
what's
my
up.
rap name to The Pebble and feature on it.
Oh, the Pebble. Talk about the Pebble.
Yeah, man. Dang, good stuff.
Yeah.
What else do I want to? Are you good on time?
I'm good on time. I don't know.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't know how long we're at right now. We're in just another
I don't
borough.
know either, man. But my phone hasn't died yet, so that's a good sign. You can see the reflection.
Is
in
it still?
Yeah,
is
it's still there.
It's
Yeah.
got the red blinking. Right. Hello, guys.
We still have.
Stay tuned.
I do want to talk about something that we brought up like a long time ago. I think we were on the phone talking about it. Maybe we were in person, but you reimagined. On your Instagram, it said, Google me, baby. And I did. And the first thing that popped up was jairrobinson.com. I was like, dang, Jair make a website?
Yeah.
And on jairrobinson.com, you'll find some good stuff.
Dang, that does come up first now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little outdated. Super
Oh,
outdated. Yeah.
is it?
Yeah, that's outdated.
Oh, that's like, I thought that was like the new one. I thought that was like, you just came up with that.
Oh, no, I was doing that more for a demonstration for something. So yeah, don't think about that.
Man, I got so excited. I was like, I remember we were talking about this for like a long time ago.
Did you see JairRobinson.com a long time ago?
No, I just saw it like literally like 2 days ago.
I see.
Yeah.
Wait, so
or like yesterday. Yeah, whenever we were.
Is this like style consultation?
Yeah, style consult. Yeah, literally after we texted and you're like, yeah, I'll come do the podcast. I was like, all right, cool. Let me see what Jair's been up to.
Oh,
so
I see. But yeah, that's a similar thing to. You already know what I'm doing. You already know what.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Yeah. That's what I want to talk about.
Talk about helping men.
Yeah,
Is that what
exactly.
you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Dude, plug your stuff too, man. I don't know who'll make it to the end of this video, but like I think what you're doing is really good.
Yeah, if you want to know, if you're a man and you want to know how to become a well-rounded, dangerous man who achieves the attraction and dating life that you want and you deserve, hit me up. I hope you guys, right? There's a lot of bad masculinity, but don't get me wrong. I don't like that word toxic masculinity unless it is coupled with toxic femininity because there are both evils and good. Masculinity is great. Unfortunately, a lot of you might see some great masculine examples on the YouTube, on your favorite movies, on your Game of Thrones and Squid Games. But you realize when you think to yourself, dang, that's really false examples. And then you look at your parents, and you look at your family, and you look at your mentors, you look at the people in relationships and marriages, and you're like, who actually is a good example of real life masculinity? Who is able to state what they want, be honest with their word, keep to their word, say who they are, independent of how people react to them, right? And stand their ground on their beliefs, but also be willing to change. And you might think to yourself, man, I really don't have a lot of good examples like that.
There's not a lot.
It's not. It's hard. Even for me, I'm a great example of masculinity. Right? I got to say that 100%. And believe it. However, I'm like, man, I don't have a lot of great examples out there because a lot of us are shooting in the dark when it becomes to how to date, right? How to become attractive and how to be a man because we don't have a lot of great examples of that. It's been so watered down. And the examples are typically just a facade on a YouTube video or Instagram, social media, but it's not somebody who we can call a close friend, mentor, right? Or ourselves. So it took me a while, but that's what I love doing is helping transform men.
Yeah. What is your process? Is it step by step? Is it like, 12 weeks? What is the...
I would say, my process. So if this is a whole other business question, but if you want to enter my program, it's 8 weeks. But I think what people do a lot of times, and this can be considered both for a man that is just wanting to be transformed, but also for a man that's like, hey, why is my interactions with dating this way? Why is my social circle not the way that I want it to be? How do you get to point B? And basically, I know how to help men get from point A to point B because I've seen pretty much, I don't want to say all the behaviors, but I've seen a lot of behaviors. What you're messing up with and what is going wrong. Like, when you're messing up as a guy, you see guys over here sending 5 texts in a row. So are you free? Right. Are there not...
Did you get my last message?
Yeah. Or even your friends, right? When you're like, hey, you want to hang out? And they're like, yeah, we'll love to hang out. All right. Like, let's put some time on the calendar. Oh, I'll let you know. And they don't let you know. That's super unmanly. Just be like, no, I don't want to hang out. Or be like, I will let you know at this time in this place by this date. And then you do let them know because you follow your word. So basically, it's if you see a man like that, a lot of times people say, what does a man do to become a man like that? How does he get so confident? And then if they see somebody who's good with women, for example, good with getting attraction, or they are dating the type of girl that you would want to date, they say, how does he get women to like him like that? But that's not the question you should be asking. The question you should be asking is, what does he believe? what is the thought processes in his head? And
Talked about that the
unfortunately,
other day.
yeah, right. What is he believes? And unfortunately, when you do find a rare example of someone who is a great example of masculinity and being a man on this God-given mission, a lot of times they just give you the, I don't know, right? Like I just kind of doing my thing, and
Yeah.
they can't give you a step-by-step answer compared to someone who can give you a step-by-step answer. So that's why you have been reading these books, you've been reading and taking these courses, watching these YouTube videos, and you're still getting, hey, I'm not like doing well at my job. Or the, it was so nice to meet you. You're such a great guy, Garrett. You know what I mean? Like people are like pushing
See you
away.
later.
See you later.
I think we should be friends.
Friends, yeah. It's the friend zone. So stay happy in the friend zone. But if you don't want to be in the friend zone, and you want to be in a danger zone,
You want to be
Yeah.
simping, or you want to be
pimping. Yeah, that's good. So that's
nice. Yeah, man, I like that. And I've been out with Jair quite a few times and learned a lot. Even though it's kind of like there's a difference between getting a personal training session
Yeah.
versus like working out with somebody working out with the personal trainer,
Yes.
right? When I work out with my friends, it's like all right, cool. You know, I'll show them a thing or two here and there, like while they do the same workout I do. But when I'm training them, it's like you have an hour of my undivided attention.
Yes, exactly.
It's different. Like I'm not even working out myself. I'm focusing on you. Like my eyes are on your fucking joints, making sure everything's hitting properly. And it's like the same thing in this situation, where you're like there. You're like you're literally there. Like you were whispering in my ear, be like, do this. Please.
Yeah, exactly.
Goodbye.
I like to I liken it to blind spots. Everyone has blind spots. And
Yeah.
if you were aware of your blind spots, then it wouldn't be a blind spot. You know, it would just be a spot that you need to fix. And if you knew the answer to how to fix those blind spots, then you wouldn't keep struggling with the same results you're getting in whatever area of life that you are getting. So it's great to have someone who can step outside of your body, spend the time to intently observe you and say, hey, this is what I see you doing wrong, especially if they know the answer and you don't. Because a lot of times in life, when it comes to social interactions, when it comes to friendships, to social groups, dating especially, we don't know what we're doing wrong.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know why, you know, like some of these girls are like interested in you at first and they say, yeah, I'll do this. And then next thing you know, you're not getting a text back. Or like why they look at you, then they look at me and they're just like, Jair Robinson? Well, we know why that is the case, but no, just all jokes aside, it's great when you have friends that can see what issues you have. Because most people, especially men today, we understand that we need to work on our social life. And it is relentless. And you have to be on top of your social game. You can't be doing weird stuff. Otherwise, you're just going to be left behind in the game. You know what I mean? So I don't know if there's anything that you want to talk about specifically on that, but I have like so much information, you know.
Yeah, no, I know. We literally a podcast worth of information.
Yeah, I would say one thing I would say is if you had to be, I'll give this to you guys, because a lot of times people don't understand what is attraction. So attraction is non-sexual, but it can be sexual or it can be romanticized. But attraction, like I'm attracted to you because you have great tips about life. You know how to be disciplined. You know how to help and build up your friends around you. You have solutions to problems, right? You do what you set your mind out to do,
Right.
And you challenge yourself, and you're willing to fail and keep pushing until you become better. That's attractive. Those are all qualities,
yeah.
right? That would make someone attracted to you, whether it's a girl or whether it's a guy. But even on a friend zone level, that'll make you attractive. But some people are like, how can I be someone that's attractive? Well, you don't have to be so majestically good looking as I am, right? To be attractive.
Absolutely elegant.
Or you don't have to have such a deep chocolate rich voice, right, to be attractive. I know sometimes you'll compare yourself to that 6'8" guy and be thinking, oh, if only I had that, or the person who has money. But really, one of the things that will make you extremely attractive in life, there's dozens of them, but one is just be on a mission, go in a direction, set your resolve towards something.
Purpose.
Yeah, and have a purpose and be fulfilling it and do it. And don't sacrifice your purpose. A lot of people are sacrificing their purpose for a cheap date, for a girl or a guy, or some money. You know, people yeah, they'll do some sketchy stuff for some money. Right? You see politicians do it all the time. But whatever your purpose is, whatever you set your mind to do and that you have the intent to do, complete it. And people, when they observe that within you, they're going to be like, yo, that's so sexy. Even if you're like, hey, I would love to hang out with you, but I got 100 men that I got to help become their best selves. And we have a conference tomorrow, and I'm devoted to doing that because my mission is to make sure that there's a positive impact on masculinity in the world. But I'm going to start off with America within the next 10 years to transform 10,000 men. People are going to be like, dang,
he knows exactly what he wants.
that guy is sexy.
Yeah. It's like, damn, that's attractive.
So do that. There's my gift for you.
Find your why.
Find your why and
Right.
do it. Don't just
Exactly.
be thinking about it. Be making action to do it.
Started at 100%, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
have,
is this good on time for you?
Oh, it's amazing.
You
dude.
like it?
I feel great. Yeah.
How am I doing a great job? Not like I'm performing or anything.
Yeah. No, you're doing great. I also started recording, but
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm gonna
They
give you
can hear
feedback
the
like
whole
as
thing.
the behind the scenes. Dude, no, you're doing great, bro. This is a lot of
Doing
fun.
well.
Yeah.
Mama, look, I did something in my life.
It's a lot of fun, dude. I feel like you'd be a great host if you had your own podcast as
Oh,
well.
thank you.
You bring on some like I feel like you've been asking really good questions
I appreciate
as
that.
well. So
Thank you.
yeah, man. I was talking about. I know we were just finishing up talking about your, I guess your how to tell people how to be attractive, and it's not like there's sexual attraction, but there's also like the staying on your purpose, focusing on your life goal,
Yep.
attraction,
Mm-hmm.
and you said over the next 10 years you want to change the lives of 10,000 men.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and like those 10,000. I mean, theoretically, like let's say you accomplish it, right? Those 10,000 men would be like some of the top tier
Yeah, well,
dudes
thank you.
in the world.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
like, and even though a lot of people who get their advice from like somebody on a YouTube screen talking about masculinity, how would they, like, what is your advice to them? Like, what can they start doing right now to, better themselves? Like, I mean, because there's three things I always talk about: health, wealth, and relationships.
Mhm.
If you're not in the gym, you're behind. If you're not working out, you're behind.
Yeah.
That's what I always say, because it's like lifting is the minimum.
Yes.
Like working out is the minimum. Everybody in my friend group works out.
Yes.
I don't know one person that like I hang out with that doesn't work out.
Yes.
At
smart.
least, or is somewhat active. Whether like hiking, whatever their activity choice is. Wealth, like it doesn't have to be a job. It can be, it could be a job, career, or like your own business,
Nonprofit.
or something entrepreneurial, or something you have something going on that's bringing you not only money but also like the quality of life that you want.
Yeah.
And then relationships, are you going after what you want?
Yeah.
Are you relying just on Tinder? Because the girls that you will match with on Tinder are not even close to the quality of girl that you can talk to in real life, person to person.
Yeah.
That you can go up to.
If you're on Tinder, you are by definition a person who's on Tinder. Compared to if you are at a volunteering service, you are by definition a person at a volunteering service.
Yeah.
So who do you want to be?
Yeah.
Right. Not saying people that go to volunteering services aren't on Tinder, but if you are someone at the Met Gala, you're by definition someone at the Met Gala.
Yeah.
So be the person that you want to meet, and I'm all about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
You meet your girls on. I think.
Whole
I think.
Foods?
I know. I think Acme said that. No, wait. You said this. You said this line. Acme said the next line. I really like the song, by the way. Nacho Holmes.
Oh, you're
that
like,
shit is
okay.
fire. I
Thank
know it's
you.
from like 2018. What was the before I go into the line? 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Apple Music said 2018 for some reason.
Oh yeah, I
don't
think
know
that's
why.
when I put that up.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll put that later.
What's the difference between 2016 Jair Robinson and 2022 Jair Robinson musically?
Musically,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot in 2022 that you're going to experience. It's going to be more soulful. It's going to be more experimental. It's going to be painful, beautiful in every different way, more singing. And then it's just going to be a wide range and just more in general. So it's going to be shorter stuff, some longer experiments. That's musically. So yeah, I think, but there's a whole other question if you ask by identity. But yeah, musically.
What identity wise?
Identity, man. One thing
that was like 6 years ago, 2016. That was around. I think that was when we met. We met in 2016 or 2017.
We met like in 2017 or 18.
Yeah, 17. It's been like 5 years. Yeah.
It's crazy how time passes by.
Yeah.
But I think personality wise, I don't want to say the same,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm one of those people like you, where you're like, I'm not gonna do something, and you don't do it by peer pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at myself as being the same, even though I've been changing a lot. And I think the good qualities that I've had,
Yeah.
thankful to everybody who has spoken great words of encouragement over me, such as like you're confident or you're enlightening, whatever you have said, has helped me exemplify these and amplify these attributes that I had that's positive. Negative qualities of myself, I spent a lot of time focusing and getting rid of it. But by nature, I've always been somebody who's big into self-improvement, right? I've been huge into self-improvement since I've been about 13 or 14. I'm talking about reading books, get into psychology, NLP, pick up whatever.
Yeah.
Like it was since I was very young, and it has
All
helped
kinds
me.
of social dynamics.
Yeah,
Everything.
Yeah, it has helped me so much in self-development. But I've been that way, and I look at like a lot of my ways to present myself has gotten better, has gotten clearer, has become more impactful. But I never really would say that I've like changed who I become, at least since that age. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to do things against my morals. I don't want to jeopardize my own, values. So that's one thing that I hope I lived by as well. And some people might say it's stubborn. You haven't done this for how long? You know what I mean?
Right.
But you're the same way, right? You don't drink at all?
Never drank.
Never drank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just water and
Water.
San Pellegrino when I can get one.
It's like when I asked you, it's like not just drinking, not like, and you understand you're in the same vibe. It's not like a comparison or it's not a moral thing, but it's you stuck to something. But you're like, I'm like, do you want to eat some Culver's one day? And you're like, no, I'm fine with this raw honey. I'm fine with the cinnamon. Right.
Extra fine, dude. Someone's like, when your ulcerative colitis heals, because I do believe it'll heal, even though the doctors say there's no cure for it. Technically, doctors.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, what about like, when you're good, are you gonna eat like pasta and like rice and bread again? I was like, I'm not touching bread till I die.
Seriously?
Or, yeah. I mean, I'll have some sourdough.
Some sourdough.
If it's made by Jair Robinson.
Come on. With some of that grass-fed butter.
I'll melt it on there. Right?
Drizzled with some honey.
But I was talking to myself in the mirror the other day. Maybe it's similar to what you were talking about with the monologues and stuff. I was like, man, like it's been the last time I ate like bread or rice or any carb that, it's been since 2018, my last semester of college, right? It's been almost 4 years. It's been 3 years and some change. But I'm like, what's going to happen if I don't eat bread for the next 40 years? Am I going to get better or am I going to get worse? Am I going to feel better or am I going to feel worse, right? Is my life going to improve or is my life going to get shittier? Mm-hmm. And then I asked myself the question, I'm like, if somehow I do heal or whatever happens over the next, inshallah, like God wills it, right? If I start eating fast food again, am I gonna improve my life, or is it gonna get worse?
Yeah.
And then I asked myself, and I took like a real look at myself, and I was like, if I stop watching porn for the next 4 years, is my life gonna get better, or is it gonna get worse? Mm-hmm. And I was like, it's gonna get better.
Get better.
Like, I really do, and it's like you'll have those conversations, and you'll still slip up on things here and there, but like, it's like, what can you, like, whatever you like add or take away, most time in this case it's taken away. The things you take away, are they going to make your life better? Are they going to make it worse? Yeah. Sam Ovens, improvement through subtraction. Yeah. One of my favorite videos on YouTube. It's
ridiculous.
Favorite
Next
videos
level.
On YouTube, man. Yeah. Like, stop adding things. Don't worry about adding like the perfect food, or don't worry about getting the perfect workout shoes. Like, take all that out. Just do the thing.
Just do the thing.
Do the thing, man. Yeah.
Don't let things be excuses.
Yeah. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yeah. Do it. Right. But yeah, I mean, if like you said, like I'm so grateful and blessed, man, to like be able to eat like this, and it was such a blessing in disguise, dude. About like, I don't even know how I would have probably felt like shit at 27 if I was still eating like garbage Whataburger every couple days and stuff like that.
That mushroom and Swiss be hitting though, I'm telling
you.
Dude,
that patty melt and the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich was fire, but like.
But that steak was next level.
That steak was next level, man. I mean, like, it's like $100 steak. Like, it was a $19 steak. First of all, just get that through your head. Like, just imagine that the quality. What we just ate, like at a steakhouse, somebody would pay like $100.
$100, yeah. It's like it had the bone on it.
Yeah, you go to Salt Bay, like like you pay $200 just for him to do this, right? That's not even him. It's a lookalike, right?
It's a look.
Now, I could go there. I could.
It's
work
a
there.
clone.
Yeah, it's a clone.
You
Attack
will
of the
make
Clones.
you will make a great South.
Yeah, thank you. But like that quality of food, like I can't get that with pasta at the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
You know, that I'm gonna pay $18.99 for.
Yeah.
You know, so it's I'm just very blessed and thankful to be able to eat the way I eat and just like live life the way I live life.
That's true.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, it's not about adding more of these things that weren't helpful because you already hit a peak. Just keep doing what you're doing to help you surpass that pinnacle of success. But I'm huge on just this is one thing that I had meant to tell you recently. That is one of the thoughts that's been going on in my head that has helped me stay focused. Is to just tell myself I don't do anything that I don't need to do. And sometimes I'll catch myself just even like on social media or like sending an email, but just telling myself that constantly. I don't do anything that I don't need to do. This helps me not continuously do stuff that's unnecessary because only a few things really matter.
Right.
You know, like 5 things, 6 things to me like matter. That helps me just already filter out everything else. There's just too much.
Yeah.
There's too many things, and most of the things are, I wouldn't say unimportant,
taking up space,
but they're unimportant to you.
Yeah. Man, what you just said, it's so funny because we both met Joshua like similar ways, just kind of randomly.
Yeah.
But when he came on the podcast, he said that this one guy told him this piece of advice. He's like, yeah, I love life because I don't do anything I don't want to do. Yes. And you just said something very similar. I don't do anything I don't need to do. Very slight differences, but it's like, you know, he's like, that's how I stay happy, and you're like, that's how you stay focused and on your path.
So. I think it's interesting because most people, they look back at their like last 5 years and it's like this blur because once again our perception of time is so skewed.
Yeah, it goes faster as you get older.
It's because you don't even realize how long you're on TikTok scrolling videos or Instagram. That's why they had to release a functionality in your phone called screen time to even give you a measurement of it. But then you look back at the accumulation of your days and it's just one blur of work. I'm too tired. Let me recover with some social media, binge watching Squid Games, and then some like social media. And a lot of people's lives are like that. And they want that goal that they want to achieve. That's why we have such a need for goal setting and goal accomplishing because there's such a void of making it happen with everything fighting against us.
Right.
The gravity you mentioned, we have the gravity of the news, gravity of all these distractions, gravity of Tinder, whatever your gravity. Tinder is very distracting too. That's one way I would actually recommend.
Very distracting.
Yeah, like I never had it, but I can only imagine looking at Dogecoin in my phone.
That dopamine rush.
Yeah. Then you look at Tinder, and then you're like, man, did she text me back? You keep wondering about it all day.
It's like crack, dude.
And it's a bot.
Yeah.
The whole time you simping over a bot.
Or it's a thought. Or it's a thought. It's a bot.
Right. Get off. And you're. I mean, as males especially, right? Women are kind of being played nowadays, but as males, like you got to be super vigilant to protect your eyes and protect your willpower because you have people playing off of your biological urges. You get on Instagram, new account, not even anything following. You look at that explore page, it's just meat. You look at Tinder, it's just meat. You get on TikTok, it's just meat, right? I come to Fry's house, he cooked me up some meat. But only one of those meats is really healthy for you to consume. The other ones is not even real.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to be vigilant, protect yourself, protect your eyes. And make sure you're not falling to all these things that you don't enjoy. You'll look back after the last 5 years, it looks like a blur. But if you do the things you know you need to do, you do the things that you want to do, you look back and be like, man, I spent every day reading, getting better. I spent every day making my vision happen. I spent every day on the podcast talking to my friends.
Yeah.
I spent every day eating some buttery steak with
Yeah.
no TV. Yeah, basking in that sauce. Right? That really helps you.
Yeah.
And then if you're writing down things in your notebook, you look back at those notebooks and you just see item after item accomplished. You look back at your friends, you see friend after friend encouraged. And you look back at yourself and you say, that boy that did it. And that's how you want to look at yourself in the mirror. You don't want to be like, dang, you're a piece of crap. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
So, like, that's basically your body's way of telling you suck.
Self-hate's a real thing, man.
And it's not always bad.
Yeah.
Like, if you're, like, 300 pounds overweight, you shouldn't be like self-love. Your body's going to have a system, a feedback system. Get it together. But if you're looking great, you know you're on top of your goals, you slim down, your skin is looking good, your body's going to be like, unless you have some dysmorphia, then you got to get that checked.
Up here.
Yeah.
Dang. Dude, that was a That was an amazing string of knowledge and value we just dropped right now.
Yeah, it was powerful.
Yeah. I hope people follow through.
I hope people follow through. I'm happy that you have listened to this all. I'm happy to be here with you.
Dude,
that's to the listener.
I'm glad you're here as well, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear. Yeah.
And like you said, like this is so much better than like spending hours watching a Netflix show.
Yeah.
For me personally. Like,
Yeah.
And then when I edit this and like I edit my other work, people are like, "What do you watch on YouTube?" You know. And I'm like, I watch my own videos.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Legit.
Yeah,
like,
so you gotta enjoy
I'll go
it.
back and watch like my own podcast and stuff. Like that podcast I did with Daniel, like there's so much gold in it. Like I'll go back and just watch it like myself and like sometimes like like old RSD videos, you sit down and take notes and stuff. I'll do that. I won't take notes on my own videos, but I'm like, oh man, I said that?
That's
that's fire.
I really
that's fire.
am a bomb.
Damn, that's good. Right?
And you can listen to yourself and help yourself improve as a communicator.
Yes.
A lot of people are so scared to face the music and listen to themselves talk or watch themselves on video because it is distracting. It's confronting to watch yourself as you are compared to who you thought you were.
Yep.
Yeah, but I need to listen to my podcast and say, dang, I need to deepen my voice or lighten my voice or speak a little slower.
Yeah.
Things like that. Actually, I can improve because I have a feedback loop now.
Exactly. Man, feedback loop is so important.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm at like 12%. So at the end of every... Oh, dude, hold up. I gotta say, I've been holding off this line right here. I meet my girls on LinkedIn. You meet them on Craigslist.
Oh, yeah.
That was so good.
I'm a consistent
that was
person.
So good.
I made that like
so
almost 6 years ago,
Yeah.
right? And we're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
You on Tinder.
Yeah.
I'm at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You're on Bumble.
I'm on LinkedIn.
I'm doing business on LinkedIn. Making connections, right?
Closing deals.
Making a sale.
Networking.
I'm in the network. We connected. that's a raw line.
I got the numbers up. We projected.
Yeah. That's a good indicator of my friend group. So man,
Nice.
and you meet your loved ones at quality
Places.
friends, places, right? I go to great places, and I meet great people there. But to meet those people, I have to be there. All jokes aside, that was a bar.
Which one?
The LinkedIn.
Oh,
bar.
that was good.
a
And
bar.
then this one, I forgot the line before this, but Acme said this in his verse. He was like some mention or pension, and then he said, "Know the tech like Freddie Benson."
Yeah,
Dude, that was so good. I paused, and I was like, wait, did he just reference iCarly?
Yeah, he did.
What? And then I went back and listened to it. I was
Know
like,
the
oh
tech
shit,
like
Freddie
Freddie
Benson.
Benson.
Dude, shout out Acme again, bro. I've never met you in person.
You
but
never met him, which is crazy.
I don't think so,
right?
but
he's
yeah,
my
yeah.
cousin and one of my best
Oh,
friends.
okay,
so
okay,
it's
okay.
awesome. He's gonna love.
Cool.
Yeah, shout out to you, man. I love you, dude. So,
Yeah. That line was so good. I was like, bro, I fuck with iCarly heavy.
Yeah, so
like
that hits
really
you.
heavy.
Yeah.
Really heavy. Because a lot of, like, when I was younger, I didn't notice it, but iCarly was kind of like inspiring me to start YouTube. Because she literally, that's what she did. She was a YouTuber before YouTube was big,
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, 6 seasons, bro. 6 and they just made an adult iCarly. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know
like
that.
not an R-rated one, but like
PG-13.
it's spicy, bro. It's a
It's
little bit
spicy.
more than
Oh,
PG-13. Yeah.
Our Disney stars, our heroes become villains.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus, no.
What's that line? Dark Knight feeling. You either die a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And then he says, "I went from the favorite to the most hated, but would you rather be overpaid or underrated?"
Hey, that's wrong.
It's Jay-Z on "So Appalled" from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy,
That's so
2010.
wrong.
Yeah, so good.
I like how you remember lyrics. It's so beautiful.
Dude, and there's a lyric for everything, bro. If you look at my,
I like that. Yeah,
look at my Venmo history. There's like every time I Venmo somebody, like I try to come up. It doesn't happen all the time, but I try to come up with a rap lyric
Yeah.
to send to them or something. Like one time we were playing pool and I sent over money. I was like, for the love of money, like a Tom Cruise flick, but I've been used to putting 8 balls in corners without using pool sticks. And that's from a Jay-Z line. From Thank You from Blueprint 3. So good, yeah.
Bar.
So
Bars.
good, dude. So good. That man has that first Jay-Z album, Reasonable Doubt, dude.
It's actually next level.
It's him. It's just like so raw Jay-Z. It's like him like talking about his days of like his days of being in the street and like actually like doing the business and like that song didn't. I mean, the album didn't get popular until like 4 or 5 years after it came out.
Was that good?
Yeah, it was so good. When you
Timeless.
go back and
Yeah.
listen to it, and you're like, damn, this is a classic.
Not the certified hood classic.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
That's my jam.
I got some lightning round questions for you. So don't even think about it. Just whatever first thing pops in your head, and then you can explain a why if you need to. Don't worry, there's nothing crazy. But if you could have dinner with two people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
One would probably be Derek Prince. Then he's a Christian minister. And one would be probably like Nikolai Tesla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's random. Derek Prince, because he was a great example of someone who lived such an evident life that was led by God with manifestations throughout his life, from basically his testimony to the end of his life, where it was like this guy was given a mission by God. He stated what his mission was, and his life was a testimony to that. And I think that's how I want my life. Nikolai Tesla, I just think that he was a genius. It would be great to eat with him because his mind thinks very differently. Elon Musk is very interesting because Nikolai Tesla was a great inspiration to Elon Musk. And if you see how Elon Musk operates, you can see the corresponding behaviors in Nikolai Tesla. Not only was he able to envision things in his head that he created, like his inventions in a 3D space, but one thing that he had a really cool, interesting perception on was dating and women. He wanted to make himself be kind of like asexual or robotic, for lack of better terms, in a way where he wanted to be able to make an impact with his technology and stay focused. And he looked at having just like vow relationships as not being a way to actually do that. So I think that's a very interesting way to look at life, is if you could become asexual, or AKA program yourself to be a robot, you would actually be very, very, very productive. Albeit having a strong woman by your side would probably be like even more incredible.
Facts. Solid. After a battery issue and then a storage issue, we are back at it again, ladies and gentlemen, because we want to give you all that good content. We could have called it a night and said, nah, let's just cut it here, but we didn't.
You never give up, and if you're going to do something,
do it right.
do it right.
Man, whenever we hang out, I always pick up your mannerisms about like doing some random deep, like some random words like deep, like in just like the last word of a sentence, I just say it real slow and low. Like
Yes.
this.
Yes.
It's just so fun to do.
I like it. I do it all the time when I'm home alone. People are like, I wish I had that voice. And I'm like, when I'm home, I just narrate my own life. Look, the boy was grabbing in the shower, and he felt that hot water hit his body, and he said, oh my, that feels delicious. I'll just be by myself.
Right. There you go.
The neighbor's like, what's wrong with you? It's recorded. All right, let's go.
Just double checking. We're good. Just double checking.
All right.
Top 5 favorite artists.
Top 5 favorite artists
of all time.
Of all time, past, present, future.
Past, present.
Jair Robinson. Jair Robinson, and Robinson Jair, a.k.a. the Jair Robinson. And I'll tell you why.
Tell us why.
People will probably be like, oh my gosh, that's mine too. But anyways, some people want inspirations for their art. When people want to get fit in a physique that's out of this world, they'll put up a poster of Arnold Schwarzenegger on their wall. And they can't see themselves being like Arnold, so they need a picture of Arnold to inspire them. Same thing with Kanye West. They want to listen to his music or watch his documentaries because they want an example of a living legend rather than being that living legend themselves, because they can't see themselves there yet, which is cool, but Arnold Schwarzenegger is not there for you, and Kanye West is not there for you. Jair Robinson, however, is always there for you. Nonetheless, you need to look up to yourself. I have myself as some wallpapers.
Nice, yeah.
I might listen to like voice recordings of myself.
Oh yeah, you got to.
You got to,
yeah.
But people might think that's really weird. But when you get up in the morning and you look at that person in the mirror, that person needs to be rooting for you every single moment. You need to be your friend, to be pushing yourself against all that gravity that's coming against you. That's why it's of utmost importance. I'm looking at my future self. I already talked to him. He's amazing. He's like me, but 400 times better, at least. And all the bad qualities that I have now, he has gotten rid of. Very intense, even scary. But have a conversation with your future self and see what your future self tells you. What are they doing that you're not doing? What are they telling you that you need to sacrifice, that they have sacrificed to become where they are? Have that conversation. If you want to be a world-class musician at a sold-out stadium, have it. If you want to be a great businessman at a high-rise in your new office, if you want to be the greatest preacher that has lived in your country, then have it before you go preach your sermon. But have it in a setting, feeling what you're feeling, and be that person while you're having a conversation with you in the third person, telling yourself what you need to get together. That way you can become your favorite artist.
Like that, you gotta believe in yourself so hard that you become who you expect to be in your future.
Yes.
Nice. And I'm gonna say this for the third time. Say it the third time, but we're gonna be having this conversation again with future Jair, future Faraz.
I'm looking forward to it. We got to put a calendar invite. It's May 4th, and I know we're the type of people that would do that.
Yeah, every time Jared and I hang out, like besides today, because we talked about it yesterday, but every time we hang out, I literally send him a calendar invite.
It's great.
Yeah.
So, May 4th, 2042.
42. Yeah, we'll do this again before then for sure.
With
but
Wagyu instead of great. What was that?
Yeah, we had certified Angus beef.
All right, we'll get some Wagyu.
So we have some Japanese authentic A5 Wagyu.
Let's go. Just as a little snack.
Just a little snack,
It'll just be the standard.
Yeah, before we have our $1 million honey.
Yes. There will actually be honey
golden
bees. Golden bees.
Yeah.
24 karat. They'll be swarming around us.
Yeah.
I want that honey dripping.
But they won't sting us. We'll just like snap our fingers and they'll just come and they'll just be like,
"Come hither, my boy." And that's some good honey.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, man.
Cool, man. Me too. I'm really looking forward to our future development.
Full of beef tallow on our face and collagen and bone broth and steak. And we're going to be looking like
liver.
Delicious. Yeah. Like, how do you guys do it? Well, we talked to you guys about 2022. We were already eating the diet of the future before the future was eating it.
That is true. Yeah. In 2040, I feel like people are either going to move forwards and they'll figure out how good cholesterol, saturated fat, and sunlight and animal foods are for them, or they're going to be eating nothing besides dirt and plants and carrots. I really hope it's the former, not the latter. But yeah, I mean, we're putting you guys on now, so
yeah, thank us.
Just so you remember what you're dealing with. Push T line from his new album. He goes, "Just so you remember who you're dealing with, the numbers still the same. I know who the chemist is." Like, bro, I need to send you. You can listen to this album. It's hard. It's hard. Favorite way to spend a rainy day?
Making trap beats all alone with some bone broth. Simmering with some cayenne pepper and some sea salt and nothing else.
All that good collagen peptides. Oh, yeah.
Pour it upon me, boy. The voice only just gets better.
It does. It gets better, yeah. The later on in the night, like, the voice gets deeper and better, yeah. Yes. That's what it is.
When the sun drops.
Yeah.
The boy drops. It's double entendre. Right, continue.
Yeah.
When the sun drops. Man, that's a bar. When the sun drops, the sun drops. Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Double entendre. Describe your ultimate sandwich.
I would like some meat, pause, in between some meat, wrapped around in some meat, topped off with some meat, with a foundation of meat. All jokes aside, I think like some sourdough bread, like homemade, don't get the store, out the oven, sitting for like 5 hours, freshly cut, basked in some butter, grass-fed, with some grass-fed ribeye, like the fatty part of it.
Like the thin
slices, yeah.
You know how they do in the cream barbecue, like the thin slice?
Yeah.
You want that, right?
With the cream cheese, and it's like the fat stripping off of it. It's like beef tallow on my face while I'm eating it.
Yeah,
it's
moisturizing
like,
the pores and shit. Like.
Exactly. It's like a cosmetic and dietary experience all in one.
2 for 1.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. Call Arby's about it. But we got them
We got the beats.
Last question. I guess more of a request. For the first time ever on this podcast, can we get Jair Robinson to rap? Kick a little freestyle.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We got a few assortment of beats here. We have some old school beats. We have a Mobb Deep X Wu-Tang Clan beat. We have an old school beat titled "The Struggle." It says hip hop instrumental.
Did I send you that one that I was just playing?
Wu-Tang, that one.
Let me
This is what it sounds like if you want to hear it.
Who's this old lady singing?
If you want a different Wu-Tang beat, we can put that on too.
There's always somebody with a voice like this talking when the beat plays. Okay.
Is this it?
This is it.
This is it?
This is it. Can I kill it? Can you play that beat so I feel it? Oh, man, I was going to go in. And I'm still going to go in. I don't care if the beat stop. I'm not slow in. There it go again. Jair Robinson, grow in when I eat good. You just know I'm from the hood. Talking about the culture. They like some vultures. Yeah, these birds trying to steal on my prey. I be in the knees in the morning going to pray. I do that every week, every minute, every day. I can get it anytime. I can get it anyway. I be like, what is love? Like the boy Hemingway. I want some B-tie low on my face. Come up in your place. I'm going to have to spray. I'm not talking about the mace. I'm going to spray with the bullets to your, to your temple. Put the heat to your temple like you live in Arizona. Hey, put you to sleep like a coma. Hey, if she not a 10, I don't want her. Hey, tell my bros they a wanna. Hey, I'm making these shows like Warner Bros. Here I come again when I get the pizza. Boy, I got the sauce and the cheese. All I need is some dough. I say I'm not so low, but I need some hope. I got a whole bunch of mass like I am the Pope. I got a whole bunch of juice like I am the Pope. I don't even sell drugs, but you know I'm dope. Like young boy, you gotta move it. Dancing, whipping, I'm grooving. I think I knows better. I got backside in my backyard when I took it to the house and I know my hoes get wetter. Hey, but I'm spraying my yard. I be on these streets. I be on the boulevard. I be super sweet. I'm not talking about some tarts. I be hitting bullseye. I be talking about the darts. If I go and make it to the cardiac arrest, running up the game like I'm stretching out my heart. I don't got gas and I don't will pass, but you know the boy gotta go release that fart. I said, hold on, yeah, I keep it really clean. I be shooting clips like I'm making all these scenes. I be got a sausage like the boy Jimmy Dean. I be on the milk like the boy trying to wean. I be sipping juice, I ain't touching on that lean. They said they want another lyric like they about to fiend. Know that the boy keep it like my freaking meat. Keep it super raw. When I'm on the court, I'm on a ball. There it goes again. Gonna melt you like some nair. I'm rapping on this podcast, medium rare. Keep the beat going with the kick and snare. I said, Jair Robinson, take you to the dungeon of the lair. Keeping with the dragon, how I'm spitting this fire. They be like, who's the best in the game? His name Jair. My top 5, Jair Robinson. And if you lying, you ain't my son. I said, here it come again. I'm hotter than the sun. And I am the boy, but I'm like the sun. I said, if he gonna keep going, he ain't done. I said, how much does he got? I said, about 100. I said, million. I'm about to make a meal like it's happy. I got the drip like it's sappy. Shawty said that I am the like I'm crappy. Shawty like me, I never been fapping. Yeah, this is no fab. I gotta keep the beat on. Play the song, let the beat roll. Shawty know the beat super swole. I'll be cooking with it, making all the dough. I'm with my boy fries and we just own the podcast and you know that we want ya. I can't stop and I keep it really happy. Shout out to I got ups I hear and my boy act me when he come up. You know we keep rapping. I'll be like a mouse the way the boy been trapping. Never been sleeping like you can't be napping. Shawty, I walk up, I'm just be like, yo, what's happening? I don't say much. I keep it really simple. I keep the thing busting kind of like it's a pimple. And Jair Robinson put the hole to your face. And I'm not talking about my face because you know I got a dimple. Glory to God.
Forget about it. Fuck what you heard. It's what you're hearing. Funk Master Flex, 106 in Park. You ain't got shit on the Medium Rare podcast. Jair Robinson, man. For president. We got 2026. He's going to run the whole election. 2036. He's going to run the whole election. Jair, plug what you need to plug, man. Tell them where they can find you. Tell them about what you're about. And anything else you want to talk about, feel free, man. You just slayed that.
I love you guys. Yeah, you, the one listening to this now. Thank you for listening to the Jair Robinson experience on the Medium Rare podcast. It was great. Just search up Jair Robinson. That's Jair Robinson. And if you don't know how to spell Robinson, pray for yourself. But I'll come up on Google. Please follow me on YouTube. Give me a subscribe. Go on Spotify. Give me a little follow. But just go have the experience. And I can't tell you about the experience because it's an experience. In order to experience the experience, it can't be explained, the experience. You have to experience the experience.
Like that ad lib. Hey, appreciate you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Go follow Jair. I'm going to post all of his links in the description, especially his last song with Acme called Bulldog. Shout out Acme again. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Thank you, guys.